It's time for more charm chat. So it's this month, I keep thinking if it's a week or a month. This month we're chatting about season 2, episodes 5 and 6, which were quite the double bill. I'm just going to add Chelley in. I can see that she's joined the chat. Hi Dawn. Hi Matthew. Hi Milena. Oh, my stand's drooping. Oh, I'm drooping. Help. Hi Kirsty. Let me see if I can add in Chelley. I've got no requests. I've forgotten how to do this. Every month I forget. Hi everyone. Hope you're well.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi. How you doing?
I'm okay. You?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. I heard you going. I'm drooping. I'm
I'm drooping
drooping.
again. I know this stand. I need to get some kind of like WD-40 on this stand to stop it drooping all the time. Hi, Lane's
Oh,
Library.
dear.
Hi,
Hello,
Karen. Hi,
everyone.
everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are
Oh,
continuing our season 2 chat about Charmed,
yay!
episodes 5 and 6. Very excited to talk about these two.
Me too. I can't
It
wait.
was, yeah, it was, yeah, okay. We'll, we'll get into it in a bit.
Oh,
For those of you joining us, this is Charm Chat. Every month, me and Chelley are chatting about Charmed. We're rewatching it from the very beginning, and hopefully you're rewatching it along with us. And just as a
yeah.
reminder, Charmed is the 90s TV series that ran from 1998 until 2006 and follows 3 sister witches, Prue, Piper, and Phoebe, as they juggle with their everyday lives with meddlesome demons. So last month we chatted about episodes 3 and 4,
Yeah, I had to think
which,
earlier. I was like, where are
yeah,
we?
I know. I know, and also because over Christmas I did naughtily actually watch a couple of season 8 episodes.
Josh.
I know. So going back has been a bit like, right, come on, get back in the season 2 mindset. So yeah, last month was the Painted World, which was Prue getting sucked into a painting, and the Devil's Music, which was about a groupie zone demon.
Dishwalla.
And Dishwalla was in it because P3 is now open. Piper's Club is open.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this month, as I said, it's episodes 5 and 6, which are She's a Man Baby, a Man, and That Old Black Magic.
Ooh,
Ooh, get
spooky.
ready, get ready. And as ever, we'll be breaking down each episode into different categories. So we've got things like Sister of the Week, Love is Pain, Mythology, Charming Dialogue, trying to cover all the different aspects of a Charmed episode
Yeah.
as we chat about them. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Yeah. So
And
should
Josh,
we?
and I
Sorry,
was
you
just
go.
going to
Oh
say,
yes, you go.
Josh,
You go. Yeah.
you know, you've been working so hard getting our podcast together. So
Yes.
you've been putting like all our old season 1 episodes up at the moment on the podcast, and you can listen to it everywhere. And yeah, you can hear our
Yeah.
dulcet tones on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you can hear podcasts.
You
Josh has
absolutely
worked his
can.
magic.
I'm
He's like
working
one
the
of the
magic.
charmed ones, basically.
Yeah. Casting a spell over Spotify. Uh, yeah, so the first 2 chats about season 1 are now live, so you can listen to us chatting about episodes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on 2 different episodes. I should say actually that we ended up cutting out any stuff where we talk about the comments from Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's not because we don't love you all and love all your comments and love chatting to you, but it just kind of felt like with the podcast format, it would be too confusing for people who weren't involved in the Instagram lives. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
what we did.
We just tried to make it more podcasty, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we still love you guys and we love
We
your
still love
comments.
you, and we'll still be doing the Instagram lives. We've figured
Exactly.
out a very technical way how to record at the same time as doing the live. So
Yeah,
yeah,
got my
Josh has
mic,
taught me well.
got my mic right here.
Yeah, mine's just
Yeah,
here.
there's lots of wires everywhere now,
I
basically.
know,
But
yeah, if I'll take a picture of my behind the scenes, and it's just like. Oh, but
cats
if
everywhere.
you are on Spotify or anything, we do appreciate if you give us a little review on there. We'd really love that.
Yeah,
Or on
definitely.
Apple.
Yeah. Matthew says, you have to come here for the comments. Absolutely,
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
OG
totally.
core
Yeah, we
charm
are.
fans. Woo, woo.
We are the core charm fans, yeah. Shall we kick off the chat about season 2, episode 5? She's a man,
Yeah.
baby, a man.
Yeah. Which is an Austin Powers reference, right?
Is
I'm
it?
sure it's in like Austin Powers International Man of Mystery or something
Oh,
in 96 or 7 or something.
yeah, I think it was
So
97, the first one.
yeah.
Does he
So
say that in that film
I'm
then?
sure he says it at some point. I don't know why. It just
Oh,
reminded me of that. I could be really, really wrong, but
yeah.
it just reminded me of that
It
for
sounds like
some
something he would
reason.
say.
Yeah, I think so.
She's a man, baby, a
She's a
man.
man.
That's my best bad impression of Austin Powers.
It's like Michael Myers was just here then.
I know. Don't ask him to do Shrek.
Get out my
Donkey!
swamp. Donkey!
Donkey!
Oh, you're
Fiona!
so good. You've missed your calling in life there.
The good thing about Michael Myers' Scottish accent is that it doesn't actually sound really Scottish. So if you do an impression of it, you don't actually have to sound Scottish.
I like it. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to practice.
I do have to caveat that with I do have Scottish family, so
Oh,
don't come for me. I
you?
am own voice is Scottish. Yeah, okay. They are my people.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, they're from Glasgow.
Oh, so have you got a kilt and stuff? We're going really
We
off topic
actually,
here.
yeah, we are a little bit. I don't own a kilt, but we do have like a family tartan.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's not the winning tartan, sadly. It's the Mackay tartan.
Yeah.
We were the Mackay clan back in the day. So
Oh,
yeah, it's quite a nice sort of like dark blue and like a kind of a tealy colour tartan.
okay.
So
Oh, lovely.
yeah, actually kind of what I'm
Like
wearing
that.
today, but as a
Yeah.
jumper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love that.
it's fate.
Oh, I was just going to say as well, Josh, your microphone keeps hitting your zip.
Oh,
You
does
see
it?
your little mic? Yeah, yeah.
Ah, sorry.
No,
Let me try.
I was just like, oh, it keeps hitting it.
Is it making a noise? Is it tapping
It's
away
just
or
like
something?
tapping, yeah,
Oh,
occasional.
okay. Thank
No,
you.
it's all right. That's it. And we get to see your lovely neck now.
Exactly. My lovely red blotchy neck.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so episode 5. She's a man, baby, a man.
Yeah.
Phoebe has been having steamy dreams. I mean, when is Phoebe not having steamy dreams?
Really? These are really steamy.
Seriously. In which she hooks up with different guys only to end up killing them. It soon turns out that these aren't dreams at all, and she has in fact become psychically connected to a man-eating demon called a succubus. When the sisters cast a spell to lure the succubus to them so that they can vanquish her, the spell has the unexpected side effect of turning Prue into a man. That's where the title comes from, clearly.
Ta-da!
Yeah, big surprise. It's Phoebe. No, it is Prue. It is Prue. It is Prue.
Yeah.
So let's start with the sister bond for this episode. Purely because even though so much of the episode revolves around like matters of the heart, I think that the thing that really stands out in this episode is the relationship between the sisters.
Yeah.
And it's because of this sort of like gender swap thing that happens with Prue. So clearly the whole concept of this show is that it's about 3 sisters who happen to be witches. So it's quite a twist when one of them gets turned into a man.
Yeah.
Prue becomes Manny Hanks.
Original name.
Named after Tom Hanks, who is apparently the actor that everybody loves.
Yeah, everyone loves Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved Tom Hanks growing up. He was my favourite actor.
Definitely. Even from like Big,
yes,
things like that. Yeah.
If you think about his like sort of CV when I was a kid, it was Big. It was Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah.
You know, Turner and Hooch, Splash.
Oh, Turner and Hooch. Oh, Splash as well. And then obviously then you had the rom-coms like The Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail.
Exactly.
Things like that. Oh, so good.
Yeah, he was that guy in the 90s who everyone did love because he was really funny. He was kind of safe, you know. He wasn't like a scary guy. He was kind of a bit nerdy, not very approachable. So yeah, you can see why Phoebe says that Prue should take inspiration from Tom Hanks
Yeah.
as a male version.
Yeah, definitely.
And Manny has short hair, a goatee. They clearly did sort of a bit of prosthetic makeup on Shannon Doherty. They gave her a slightly wider nose. They gave her bigger earlobes as well.
Yeah.
Sort of manned her up. He turns out to over the course of the episode, Manny becomes good at DIY. He wears a tool belt. He punches 2 guys in quick succession. And he also suddenly thinks that Dan has an awesome truck.
I love that bit. That was so funny.
Yeah. So these aren't things that you would sort of typically associate with Prue in her female form. So I do want to get into the transness of it all, but before we get into that sort of part of the discussion, I just wondered how you felt about seeing the show go from being about 3 sisters to a show about 2 sisters and a brother.
I loved it because I just loved, I mean, for one, Shannon Doherty looked hot as a man. Honestly, hot. I was there for it, and I was like, hot as a woman, hot as a man.
Yeah.
But I really loved it because I loved how, in the first few minutes, Prue was really awkward and did look quite feminine in that moment, those first few moments of turning into a man. And then obviously,
especially when she does her catwalk.
Yeah.
Tries to do a butch walk, and Phoebe makes a joke about Richard Simmons.
Which I thought, that Richard Simmons joke really actually choked me up a bit because he died on the same day as Shannon Doherty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that really choked me up. That was I'm sure he did, but I'm sure he died on the same day.
Gosh.
Because when they said it, I was like, oh, that is a weird, parallel. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, it got me, that did a little bit. I was like, oh, a little tear. But I loved how throughout the episode, Manny becomes more manly and progresses and, kind of accepts that he's a man now. And I really loved that. And I loved the scene with Manny mimicking Dan. Up on, the way he's standing and things like that. So, and I loved the fact that the sisters they make a joke of it to start with, but they kind of accept it in a way. They know that maybe, they can get their sister back at some point with the spell. But they kind of just accept it and go along with it. And I kind of like that.
I felt the same way. Obviously they try to promise not to laugh because it is obviously quite a shocking development for, a cis-het woman to suddenly be transformed into apparently a cis-het man. So, and also because they are siblings, they've known Prue as a woman her whole life. It's sort of a bit obviously jarring for them. So yeah, I kind of felt the same thing, that they kind of grew to accept Manny as their brother, which is really lovely.
And I'm
really
sure
sweet.
It's mentioned at some point, something oh, it's the brother they never had, or something like that. And
don't they say the brother we never wanted?
Something like that. And I love how at the end, I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it, but I love how at the end, Piper really dresses Prue down along the episode, that Prue as Manny is turned into exactly the man that she didn't want, and Piper doesn't hold back on that. She says it really over the course of the episode, and
what does she say?
Like that. I think it's just it's just little things oh, so you don't like, you've punched this person, you don't like that. She doesn't actually say it, but there's a sense of well, you're actually doing what you said you didn't like. There's just that sense between them.
That's so true.
Yeah,
totally. I did love Manny copying Dan's physicality, like you said. He leans against the door frame, his arms are crossed. Funny. The one thing that I remembered from watching this the very first time was that obviously I really thought Dan was a dish, and wouldn't have minded a little moment with Dan, you know, sort of
Whew.
a little picnic with Dan. But there's a
Mm,
moment where Manny says, don't you just hate men like that, talking about men who don't call back or something? And
mm.
Dan's like, I don't know any men like that. And in one way, it was like a lovely sort of, I'm a guy who always calls back. But for me, I
Mm.
read that as him saying, I don't date men, so I've never known a man who hasn't called me back.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
as a teenager, I was like, oh, but Dan, do you want to maybe just for me, you could like men, you know?
Make the exception. That's what
Yeah,
we've got to do.
yeah. I kind of wish that maybe Dan had sort of started to have a bit of a crush on Matt. I
Yeah,
mean, it
that
would
would
have
have been
ruined the
pretty
whole
cool.
Piper
No,
thing,
I think that would
but
have been pretty cool, actually. Be like, oh,
yeah,
but yeah, I suppose in light of what's happening, yeah,
yeah.
with Piper and Dan.
Do you remember that teen drama that was like a mid-season replacement called Young Americans?
Oh yeah, was that
It
Kevin
had Ian,
Williamson? No,
um,
mate, no, probably wasn't. Just
can't remember,
ignore me.
but I think it was Ian Somerhalder, very, very young
Oh
Ian
yeah, the
Somerhalder.
young Ian Summerholder.
And he has a crush on a sort of, is it on like a male presenting character? And he gets really confused about it. And then he discovers it's
Oh,
actually a girl pretending to be a boy. And it was
oh,
like a really
okay.
interesting
Yeah.
storyline, especially in the 90s, very progressive for the 90s,
Mm,
because he was sort of really questioning, like, am I actually gay? Like, do I
yeah.
like this guy romantically because he's a man? But actually, it turns out it's a woman, which is like,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
I
Yeah, really
remember it
interesting.
being on, but I don't remember watching it. I just do remember seeing like the cast as well. But
Yeah.
that'd be quite interesting to rewatch now, I think, just to see how that was handled and done. Definitely. Oh, I
Yeah, I
might
think it
check
was
that out.
on Channel 5. It lasted like 12 episodes because it was a
Yeah.
mid-season thing.
Oh,
And I
okay.
don't think it got renewed, which is sad because I remember actually really liking it.
Yeah, I might have a
Um,
look, see if I can find that actually. It sounds
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
let me know if you do. We also get Manny. This is slightly a bit Lover's Pain, but I'll just talk about it here as well. So we also get Manny giving Piper insight into dating from a man's perspective
Mm,
for reasons that we'll go into in the Lover's Pain section. And Manny tells Piper that men are just as afraid of rejection as women are. And she says that Dan's probably just afraid that Piper will say no to if he
mm.
asks her out on a date. And Piper says, like you'd know. And Manny says, I'm a guy, aren't I? So I just love that different
I
dynamic
love
that
that.
comes to the
Yeah.
show.
The dialogue, some of the dialogue was just brilliant between the
Yeah.
sisters and really enforced, like, as we're saying, the sister bond,
Hmm.
even in this like testing time and this strangeness of what's happened just so suddenly with the spell. I
Yeah.
just thought some of the dialogue was brilliant. Even like at the beginning when Prue's Manny has locked himself in the bathroom, won't
Yeah.
come out, and that dialogue there, but they're
Yeah.
just still so supportive with it, and that's what you want. You want someone on your side, supportive and being there for you,
Exactly.
and that's what exactly what they did, and I loved it.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I just really think Shannon Doherty sold it so well.
yeah.
She really goes on that journey of discovering who Prue is as a man.
Mm.
So by the end of it, I was actually kind of a bit sad when Manny went away because I
Yeah,
really liked
I
Manny.
felt like there was a part of the family missing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. It's a
dear.
shame that they never brought Manny back because Manny was a great addition, I
I
think, to the
should have
show.
done. And I did read that Shannon Doherty supplied the makeup artist a picture of her boyfriend at the time. And I thought, oh,
Yeah.
that's so interesting. Wonder
Yeah.
what her boyfriend at the time thought of that.
I know. I bet he loved it.
Yeah,
If
it's
you go
me.
onto the yeah, if you go onto the Charmed Wikipedia, you can
Mm,
see some behind the scenes shot and you can see the photo of her boyfriend that
yeah.
she provided. And he does have that little goatee that she ends up having in the
Yeah.
show. It
So
is quite funny.
cool. Yeah, I love it.
Um, so what did you think though of the way that the episode actually navigated the gender roles? You know, it's kind of like the women, for me, it felt like the women are very much sort of traditional women and the men are very much traditional men.
Mm,
Um, Manny gets arrested because he punches a cop. Piper gets
yeah.
annoyed because she thinks that his man is like, man wiring short circuits, then maybe I should consult my sister's wiring because Manny now has a plan for how to deal with the demon.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you think about the way the show actually dealt with sort of gender roles?
Yeah, I think that they played very much into stereotypes in this episode,
Yeah,
which we don't normally see the sisters kind of bunched into the stereotypes, really, do we? Because they try and play against that a little bit. But I think in this episode they did, and I think it works for this episode just for the
right.
point that they're trying to make. So,
Yeah,
I mean, some of the things, so stereotypical, isn't it? Like you say, the punching of the man and things. So they played into it for a reason, and I think it paid off in the end. Does that make
yeah,
sense? That's how
yeah,
I
I think
saw
so.
it.
I do think like we're obviously we're all multiples, and
Mm,
maybe in time Manny would have discovered that he isn't necessarily, all these stereotypical male things. That was maybe just like
mm,
an initial, this is how you perform being a man, is being
yeah.
good at DIY and noticing trucks,
Mm,
and stuff like that. So maybe that is Prue's own self-conscious being like, this is how you are a man,
mm,
even if it isn't necessarily the sort of like inherent qualities of being a
yeah.
man. And the
And
show is quite generally quite a broad show anyway,
yeah,
and it plays up the
definitely.
comedy, and stereotypes are sort of like primed for comedy, I think.
Mm,
So I don't think
yeah.
the show was doing anything sort of like damaging,
No,
but
I think it just went with how they did the whole episode. But they even brought that kind of softness to Manny when Manny's
yeah,
doing his video for the dating agency, and you get that like feminine side come through. So I really liked that scene because I just thought it grounded it a little bit, that even though all these stereotypes are going on, we can still show a man being, feminine. Do you know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, and I love
I
that.
loved that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is like, yes, of course, Manny knows kind of very broadly what a woman might want from a man because
Mm,
Manny is originally Prue, but yeah, it is that sense of femininity and
yeah.
vulnerability that we kind
Yeah.
of see it when Piper discovers that Dan has a video for the dating
Oh,
service as well. Like he also
yeah.
portrays those sort of quite feminine, typically vulnerable,
Mm,
emotionally available, I guess,
yeah.
qualities that we do sort of associate with being more feminine.
Yeah. And when I saw Dan's video, I'm on the Dan train. Choo choo. Put me
Yeah.
on board. I'm there. That video,
Yeah.
my heart was like a flutter. My
It was,
ovaries exploded. Like it was messy.
I think we've just discovered the new opening for the podcast.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
put me on board that train. I'm there now.
That video was hilarious because he just describes Piper.
Yeah. I was
It's
like,
like her long
oh.
brown hair, the girl next door. It's just Piper. It's so
I
funny.
I said to Kev, why can't you do me a romantic video describing
Oh.
me and your love? And he's like, didn't I do that on the wedding day? And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
fair enough. Can you do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm aware that we're still on the Sister Bomb section of the episode, but
There's
I
lots to
did
talk
just want
about
to.
with Manny.
There's so much to talk about with Manny. It's really
Mm,
fascinating. It's such a daring idea for a show from the
yeah.
90s. I just love
Yeah.
it. But I do kind of want to address the transness of it all,
Mm,
because I don't identify as trans, and I don't want to speak for anybody else's experience. But I do think it's something worth mentioning, given the setup of this episode,
yeah, 100%.
especially right, just because of like, especially in retrospect.
Mm,
Like this obviously is a show from the 90s when gender roles on TV were incredibly traditional mainstream TV. And there was like a clear lack of queer representation, particularly like positive queer representation.
mm,
And I think that for all the like feminism and ceiling shattering that Charm did in terms of representation of women on primetime TV, it is still a show about cis het white women. And
mm,
that is great. Like that's the focus of the show. That's a powerful positive in and of itself. But I do think that this episode is interesting retrospectively because of the queer following that Charmed does have.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
you know, I'm a gay man and I love this show so much, still do 20 years later. And I remember connecting with a lot of gay fans on the Charmed forums,
Mm,
becoming friends with them, messaging them constantly, sharing ideas and thoughts and reactions and stuff. And I do feel like one of the reasons the show is so successful is because it does appeal to a queer audience. It does
yeah.
uplift the minorities. In this case, the minorities are women a lot of the time, but
Mm,
also witches. Witches are sidelined
yeah.
in society. There are witches out
Mm,
there, and they are not sort of particularly welcomed with open arms by society. They're kind of mocked a lot of the time.
mm.
Um, and it's interesting to me that this episode is written by a writer called 𝐓𝐡𝐚𝐿 Marshall. I think I'm pronouncing that.
I'm glad I
Probably,
wasn't
I'm
pronouncing
probably
that name, Josh.
pronouncing it wrong. I'm very sorry, 𝐓𝐴. He hasn't identified publicly as gay, but he has been a big advocate for queer rights.
Oh,
And at one point, he did want to do like a Xena reboot where Xena was very, very explicitly queer. Um,
sign me up. I'm
I
there.
know. I don't
That
know.
sounds so cool.
I would watch it in a heartbeat. I mean,
Yeah,
she clearly was a queer icon, but
yeah,
I think they kind of
100%.
had to slightly play it on the subtextual level rather than making a text. Um, but yeah, so there's just like so much really interesting going on here, and I do think that this idea of a female presenting character suddenly being transformed into a male presenting character
Mm,
is just like it's so ripe for a discussion about trans identity.
yeah.
And clearly, the show isn't really talking about trans identity. It's very much talking about stereotypical heterosexual,
Mm,
stereotype gender kind of roles. But um, I did sort of do a bit of research online to try to find out if the trans community had responded to this episode.
oh, okay, yeah.
And in recent years, the only thing I could really find was a post on Reddit where a couple of transgender people had talked about the setup of the episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd actually seen it, but they did talk about more generally what it might have meant to trans people. And they did say, and I hope they don't mind me sort of talking about what they posted, but they did say that trans people could probably enjoy this episode as
Oh,
like a wish fulfillment scenario
yeah.
and something that would give them hope that they could change their exterior to better reflect their genuine self.
Oh.
Um, and like obviously there's a lot of stereotyping that is involved,
Mm,
but I think that there's another poster who talked about lack of trans representation back in the 90s and
yeah.
how this portrayal of the possibility of switching gender would probably be actually quite a hopeful thing for a trans person
Mm,
who is in the wrong presenting
yeah.
body. So yeah, it's nice to think. I don't know for sure that every trans person thinks that way. Maybe they don't,
No, but
but
it for a
yeah,
show, as you say, from the 90s, especially late 90s, you're going into that early 2000s era.
mm,
Like, I'm proud that people are saying that about Charmed, like even
yeah,
now, that they can watch an episode and say those things. That makes me feel really, I know I had nothing to do with the show, obviously, but it just makes me feel quite emotional and proud about it because,
yeah,
it was definitely ahead of its time in that respect, whether it knew that it was doing that or not. But for people to relate to it even now, or, whenever they need it,
yeah,
it's just that special. That's something special that they created. Definitely.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
love that.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh, thank you for sharing that as well, Josh. It's like, you
Oh, that's
know,
okay.
yeah, it's just amazing to hear what it meant to you growing up as well, and
Yeah,
like what it means to other people as well. It's just, yeah,
I
something
do.
special.
Yeah, and I do feel like a lot of gay men in particular, their heroes, their idols are women. Certainly, that's
Mm,
certainly the case for me. Like growing up, I didn't really have any sort of male role models. I don't think. Obviously, I love my dad and everything, but in
yeah.
terms of like people in the media who I admired and sort of looked up to, it was always women.
Mm.
So I do think there's something in that sort of phenomenon, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, definitely.
I'm just going to read out some comments.
Yeah.
So Matthew says, this is about Tom Hanks. Matthew says, I saw Splash in the theatre when it came out, but only because I was 9 and couldn't sneak in to see Friday the 13th, the final chapter at the time. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So you had to see Splash instead.
I was obsessed with Splash.
I was
couldn't watch
obsessed
it
with
enough.
Splash, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
it's so brilliant. Like, I was obsessed with mermaids as a kid.
Yeah.
Completely.
Same.
Matthew says, I kept waiting for Nanny to start leaving crumbs everywhere. That's how she would have finally become a full man. You leave crumbs absolutely everywhere.
Or dirty socks.
Dirty socks, and also like tea stains. Tom can't make a cup of tea without splashing tea all over the counter.
Sugar everywhere.
Oh, just impossible. Stargazer. So Matthew says every guy had a goatee in 1999. Yeah. I'm trying to bring it back. Have you noticed?
I noticed. I was like, oh, Josh is looking rather dashing.
I saw that Jacob Elordi has a goatee at the moment.
Oh, God. Don't talk about Dan and Jacob Elordi in one chat, Josh. I won't be able to cope. I can't control myself.
You'd be like Phoebe. You'd be like fanning yourself.
Where's the baby oil? Need to rub it all on my chest to make me look sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Kirsty says Manny doesn't perform manness in the dating tape, and that's why the succubus is attracted to him. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. And Kirsty says, but a lot of trans people get criticised for performing stereotypical gender identity. Yeah, that's very true as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, obviously not the same, but but drag queens often get sort of criticised for, you're tapping into a very stereotypical version of womanhood and femininity. And there's definitely an argument to be had about that, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Dawn says, I was obsessed with Splash too. Yeah, I know.
It's so the mermaids.
My favourite bit in Splash is when she's in the bathtub and she turns into a mermaid.
Yes, I was obsessed with that scene.
Yeah, because it looks so convincing.
Yeah, so
the
good.
Scales popping up.
Yeah. I need
such
a
great
image.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna pop it on
Disney
the list.
on Disney Plus, they've extended her hair so it covers her bum.
Oh.
So there's that moment when she's running towards the ocean and she's obviously naked, Hannah, and her hair is sort of like mid-back, I would say.
Yeah.
But on the Disney Plus version, they've extended her hair using CG. Oh, I know.
Why have they done that?
Like
they
we're
do
going to be
some
offended
really
by
silly
Hannah's
things.
bum.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended by that as a kid.
No.
Goodness sake.
Oh dear, it's too much. I was watching Adventures in Babysitting on Disney.
Oh,
and they changed one of the lines, and I was like, that's it.
they changed a pivotal line, don't they? Because she says the F word.
Yeah, on the tube.
And they changed it to like douchebag or something.
Yeah, but it's really badly dubbed as well, over the top. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But it's so obvious, and especially because it's one of the most famous lines as well.
I know, and it's like I've forgotten why it is problematic that they changed the line, but it's meant to be like her big empowering moment, isn't it? Like,
exactly.
I'm protecting these kids kind of thing.
Yeah, and it just
she like comes into her own, and they completely dull the edges off it. It's rubbish.
Dear, I was fuming.
Yeah, I bet. Karen says, I've wanted a massive water fountain in my living room since watching Splash. Totally inconvenient, but it would look badass. That's what confused me as a kid. Not the fact that she was a mermaid or that she had a bum out all the time. The fact that he managed to get that water fountain into that bedroom. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. It's enormous.
No. Like, can you imagine?
How did they do it? That's magic.
So good. That is magical.
Dawn says, didn't know they digitally lengthened her hair.
No, I didn't know that until you said it.
Shocking.
Goodness
sake. Let's move on to Love is Pain.
Yeah.
Prue is having a bit of a dating conundrum.
With Alan.
Goes with Alan, which is very close to Andy, name-wise.
Yeah.
So she's been on the third date with Alan, but he didn't want to go home with her. She was expecting to have candles around the bathtub and like a shoulder rub or
Everything,
something.
yeah. I
The
mean,
works.
she's got standards.
She has got standards.
Definitely.
Romance me, romance me.
Yeah.
And she basically worries that Alan's not interested. She says that she gave out all the right signals and he ran away.
Mm.
And at work, she sort of orchestrates bumping into him, I guess, because he actually works there. It's never really clarified.
Yeah.
So they kind of casually bump into each other in the hall. And he gives her basically like the kiss of death, which is, I'll call you, which she's very upset about, obviously.
Mm.
So what happens is basically when she becomes Manny, she then has a chance to gain some insight into why Alan is behaving the way that he's behaving, because she bumps into him at P3 at Piper's Club.
Yeah, at the bar.
Which is obviously, you know, a bit of a quink-a-dink, but let it fly.
But we'll let it go.
It's fine, it's fine. I didn't mind.
It's the new hit place to be.
Yeah, everyone's there now. Yeah, everyone, since that groupie demon got defeated, everyone wants to be at P3.
Yeah, even the Cranberries.
Even the Cranberries, I know. We'll talk about them in silent times, yeah. So obviously Alan doesn't recognize Manny as Prue because it's now Manny. And he kind of opens up to Manny. He says that he can't quite figure out what Prue wants. He admits it's a real confusing time to be a man, because apparently some women want doors open for them and chairs pulled out for them and others don't. And he says that he thinks Prue is the old-fashioned type and she wants a man to treat her right, which she seems really happy about. But did you buy that about Prue?
No.
Did you think that was a bit strange as like a read on her character?
I can't imagine. She does come across a little bit like she would like the traditional, you know, pull the chair out, maybe. But then on the other hand, I can just imagine her like having a go or at someone doing that. So I kind of get where Alan's coming from, like how confused, in his confusion, how confused he was. Because she does give mixed signals, just generally in her persona, doesn't she?
Because I guess she's like fiercely independent and strong, and she's not afraid to admit that she can happily be on her own, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that is confusing to men, where they don't feel needed, maybe.
Yeah, but maybe it's that kind of, she gives that persona, but deep down, you know, she does want the rose petals and the candles and, you know, things like that, but she just never lets that show. Yeah. And I don't think she ever showed that side to Andy. I don't think so. It was like that romantic kind of in the back of her mind streak. Now I think about it.
If you think back to their first date, they actually sleep together, her and Andy. And then they kind of had this, what are we kind of thing for a while. So, and he was going to take her to a hotel for her birthday, Andy, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of romantic.
Yeah, that is kind of romantic.
And he gave her the key, which was a bit strange because how did he have the key to the hotel room that they were going to next week? Bit weird.
Pay by the hour. No,
so romantic. Yeah. But maybe Prue is sort of like one of those really high-powered men who actually, you know, in the bedroom, they want to be dominated.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah. But I suppose, you know, you can want both, but you need to give a little indication that you are happy with that. I can understand where Alan was coming from when he said it in that moment. I was like, I could see Prue being a bit like he's unsure, and I could see her giving that energy off.
Yeah. Maybe he was just a bit threatened by her as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I did love the moment where Prue. So in the episode, there is a dating agency called Fine Romance, and that is basically like the hunting ground for the succubus. So there's lots of stuff going on around this dating agency, and I love that when Prue goes there, she kind of gets suckered into signing up like $3,500 to be put on the record for this dating
Yeah.
agency. And I just loved that bit of comedy where she's like, I don't have man troubles. Financial troubles now, maybe, but I do not have man troubles. I just thought Shannon was so funny in that moment.
Yeah, she was good. And then Phoebe's just trying to like say, come on, let's go, let's go.
Yeah. And she's like, tell her that I don't have man troubles. No, she doesn't. She's fine.
But then secretly, the way she acts that in that moment, it's almost like, yeah, secretly she's trying to convince herself she doesn't have these
Yeah.
problems, that she didn't want to sign up, but she just acts it so perfectly. So
Yeah.
brilliant.
See, Shannon can do it all, you know?
Yeah.
She gets a lot of the drama and the action, and like the hard-nosed sort of serious
Mm,
stuff. But actually she's pretty flippin' fun as well.
yeah, she is. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a great moment. I love
Love her.
that.
Should we talk a little bit about Piper and Dan?
Oh, Piper and
The
Dan.
time's
Choo
come.
choo.
Let's talk about the Dan in the room. So the beginning of the episode, Piper is watching Dan wash his car. There's a heat wave as well, so everyone's patting himself a lot. Everyone's feeling very
Yeah.
heightened and, as Phoebe puts it, aroused.
Mm.
Piper is definitely checking out Dan's butt.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, Piper and Phoebe find that Dan has a video at the dating agency.
That his
Uh,
sister paid for, by the way.
exactly. Just so we know he's not sad and lonely. His sister made him do it. You know?
But how did his sister pay
I know.
$3,500?
For his birthday or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Crazy. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? Like how this sense of shame around the dating agency.
Mm,
Whereas I think fast forward, 10, 15 years, everyone who is, well, not
yeah.
everyone, but everyone who's on Tinder, who's single is on Tinder and Bumble and
Mm,
Grindr and, all the various different dating apps. And there's no real shame attached to putting yourself out there and trying to
yeah.
find love,
Yeah.
or whatever
Definitely.
you're looking for. But I do think that maybe in the 90s, there was such an emphasis on sort of organically meeting somebody somehow
Mm,
in your everyday life,
yeah.
that to try to orchestrate it in some way through a dating agency back then maybe felt sort of like something that you should keep on the down low, like, oh, I
Mm.
couldn't find someone in the real world, so I had to go to a dating agency.
I think you're totally right there. Like, especially like the late 90s, like this is set. Like I remember, talking to people online on AOL or whatever, and there
Yeah,
was always like your friends would kind of be like, "Oh, can't you just go out and meet someone? Why do you need to talk to that guy online?" You know what I mean? It sounds really
yeah,
seedy. Like even now, I think it sounds like really seedy saying it, but that's just
yeah.
the like instilled in me from back then, like those thoughts when you think, oh God, yeah, it does sound a bit strange, but
You're
really
gonna meet a man
nowadays it's
online.
just, that's it, isn't it? That's the way
It's
you
the
do it.
norm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The number of people who have met their partner on the apps. Like I met Tom
Mm.
on Tinder.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Super like.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. He said, I saw that his
Oh.
profile said that he liked Marvel films back when they were good. Uh, and I was like, yep, it's the man for me.
Choo choo! I'm on the Tom train.
Yeah. I do think maybe there is a slight, um, sort of, what's the word? God, my brain. There is maybe a slight bit of shame attached to using things like Grindr that are more specifically seen as like
Yeah.
hookup or like apps for sex primarily.
Mm,
So there probably is a bit of shame maybe attached to that, or
mm,
like keep that on the down low or Grindr kind of thing.
yeah.
Whereas, not so much maybe for Tinder and stuff.
Mm.
So maybe there is kind of still a double standard, but yeah, how the hell are you supposed to meet someone in real life? I would have to go out to a club. You end up drinking too much, and then you don't meet anyone because you're completely drunk. You know?
Yeah, I mean, back when I was single, I very much remember that you go out and then you're just far too drunk. You end up meeting
Yeah.
someone, and it's just like they
I
end
want a
up being,
kebab.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Give
give
me a
me
dirty burger.
one.
Yeah, so yeah,
Um,
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
But then I ended up marrying I want to say childhood sweetheart, if you want to call it, because I've known Kev since I was 4. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so it just shows,
Yeah.
right in front of you sometimes. You don't
Absolutely.
see it.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Dan, who is basically his eyes are only focused on the next door at the house.
Yeah.
So you said that you're rooting for them. Are you like completely aboard
I'm
the Dan train?
completely aboard. It was that tape. That's what done it for me. I mean,
Yeah,
I was already halfway there, but no, that tape, I was just like, oh, he's made for Piper. I want Piper to be happy and,
yeah,
and be in love and, yeah, just want it for Piper. So, but also
totally.
for our eyes on the screen.
I know. I've never known someone who just looks so good in just a basic grey t-shirt. It's
So
crazy.
true. I can't say I noticed the t-shirt, but yeah,
Just the jeans, just the back of the jeans.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm such a being very stereotypical here.
I know, exactly, yeah.
Oh dear. But
Um,
yeah, totally on board with the Dan train. Can't wait to see more of him. More.
yeah.
And
Ooh,
and yeah, just want Piper to be happy. Bless her.
yeah. Well, this develops into the next episode, so we'll
Yeah,
pick that back up. We'll talk about the
yeah,
next episode.
definitely.
Kirsty in the comments says, I remember the big swearing scene in Cuffs with a K. Was dubbed with stupid sounds in the VHS. I've never heard of Cuffs.
No.
Why is that?
Might have to have a look.
Yeah. I love the comment 3,500. I could buy a man for that. So funny. Yeah. Speedway Chick says, I can relate to Prue's story of my life. Oh.
Aww.
Matthew agrees with Kirsty. Says, everybody likes a little pampering. Yeah. Michael opens car doors for me sometimes and vice versa. We both like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think it's
that.
just nice. You don't have to
Yeah.
reduce it to like gender stereotypes or anything.
No.
I
And
open the door for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it is very much as well once you get to know someone, isn't it? And you get to the nitty gritty of what
Yeah.
each other like as well, isn't it?
I also think it's important to if you open the door for somebody, don't expect them to say thank you, because
Yes.
you could get so angry if you expected a thank you every time you did it. Don't do it for the thanks. Do it because it's nice.
Oh, this
Josh's
is
life
brilliant.
advice.
Josh's life advice. I think we need life advice every time we do a charm chat now.
Oh, okay.
Josh's life advice. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
What could your section be?
Probably just saying dumb things. Lusting over unobtainable characters.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how Chelley sees it. No, Sue and Glee used to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, how Chelley sees it. Yeah, I like that.
Matthew says, finding a good straight man in San Francisco might well be worth $3,500 actually. Yeah. Speedway Chick agrees. Who pays $3,500 for a dating agency? Yeah.
Steep.
Couldn't be that. Matthew says, yes, Piper can have Dan and we'll take Leo for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point in this episode, I'm like, Leo who? I'm like, Dan is the man.
Who would have thought this time last year, Chelley? We were all over
I know.
Leo.
Oh, I'm easily
toolbox.
Don't take much. Pair of tight jeans.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Melina says, I love Josh's life advice. Oh, thanks, Melina.
I do as well. I love that.
Let's move on to Demon of the Week. Finally, we've talked about everything apart from the demon so far.
There's so much to talk about in this episode.
There is.
So
I just love this episode so much. The succubus is an evil, sexually charged witch who drains men of their testosterone using her razor-sharp tongue. She, just
something like that.
Yeah, completely.
It was like he was looking at the succubus.
So the succubus is stalking the dating agency Fun Romance, and I did You know that you loved the Wendigo episode in season 1. That was one of your favourite episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So I think there's some interesting comparisons between the
Mm.
Wendigo episode and this succubus episode, because it's very much a mystery in this episode. You don't know who the succubus is, and they
Yeah.
try to do something similar with the Wendigo, where you're trying to figure out who is the Wendigo. So with this one, did you think the mystery was effective? Did you figure out who the succubus was, or were you in the dark for the whole episode?
I felt like I was in the dark. I knew it was going to be someone from the dating agency, but they
Mm.
got me, and they got me good. Yeah,
Nice.
they got me because I was convinced it was the main woman who was doing the tapes.
Was it
So
Jill? Was she called
I
Jill?
can't remember. She had a nice red dress on, didn't
And red
she?
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she
But I
basically
was,
falls in love with Manny when she's recording her
I mean,
videos.
who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it got me. So when that misdirection happened, and it ended up being, the other lady, the
Yeah.
beautiful blonde lady,
Yeah.
it got me, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was like,
Oh,
oh, okay.
that's so good.
Yeah.
I remember I mean, obviously the first time I watched this was 20 years ago, but I think the first time I watched it, I didn't figure it out either, which is amazing.
Mm,
But it's amazing, particularly because of the way the filmmakers, they really tease you. Like, so when they're first talking about the succubus, the shot, I think it's either the shot of the book or it's a shot of the sisters have just said the succubus was like at the dating agency or something like that. The first fade into shot into the dating agency is the succubus in her purple dress. And
yeah.
then in that whole like mixer scene that they do, the purple dress succubus, she's constantly moving in and out of the background of the scene. So you're constantly being shown her.
Yeah.
So it keeps really teasing you. And then they do that sort of double bluff towards the end, which is really smart.
Really good how they do it.
Yeah, well, they realize that the camera operating technician lady, she is also at P3 when the succubus is stalking P3. So that's like a really fun, like, oh, is it actually going to be her? And then you then immediately discover, oh no, it's the
it was
the
very clever
lady.
how they did it.
It was great.
And even like you say, with that background stuff going on, I think I didn't notice that as much, but obviously somewhere in my brain it just kept pointing me towards her.
Yeah.
So obviously it was just that subtle that I just was like, yeah, well, we know who this is going to be. And then they just pulled that rug from under me and I was like, whoa, got me.
And there's the thing that I noticed this time around that I've never noticed before, but it's just like so good, is that when they're at that mixer at the agency, when the succubus is walking around wearing her purple dress, Phoebe, who has this like psychic connection to the succubus, she's at the mixer wearing a purple top.
Oh,
she's wearing the exact same purple coloured top.
That's so clever.
As the succubus. It's so clever. I love that kind of stuff.
That's so clever.
Yeah.
I love
that. So what did you think of Phoebe being like psychically connected to the succubus? Because at the beginning of the episode, she's thinking, oh, I'm the one who's killing these men because I'm dreaming about them.
Yeah.
What did you think about that whole sort of setup for the episode?
I would have liked an explanation like how this connection happened, because Phoebe hadn't been to that dating agency before, had she?
No.
Before they went. So it was a bit like random, like how did this happen? And obviously it's the first time, is it, that we see this happen where she has this psychic connection to someone. So I do feel like I would have just liked like a throwaway line of like how this connection, happened more than anything. It's a bit random, I thought.
It is, because they don't explain it at all, do they?
No. It's just we just gotta just take it that it's just Phoebe being Phoebe.
Yeah. Because this happens in future episodes again with Phoebe, where she forms like a psychic bond with another sort of supernatural character. So there's that one, The Good, the Bad, and the Cursed, where she gets linked with the ghost of the Native American murder victim. He's murdered, isn't he? And so she kind of like lives his pain through her body, obviously, because it's her. Sorry. I just keep thinking about her sweating. She's
I
like,
know.
she's
She was
draping herself
so
over
sweaty.
everything, sweating and fanning herself like, oh my God.
Oh,
She's
it's
in a
when,
state.
yeah, and Piper keeps going, I think you need to see a doctor.
I
And I'm like,
know.
at this point, I think she needs to see a doctor because
An
that sweat
exorcist. She's an
was
exorcist.
something else. Someone
Yeah.
was very, yeah, with that baby oil. It's got to have been baby oil or
So,
Vaseline or something, right?
yeah.
Oh,
So funny.
yeah.
I do, yeah, I think like in our head canon, I would say that the fact that she's linked to the succubus is to do with her powers. Because she's kind of
Mm.
having premonitions. You know,
Yeah.
the dreams are sort of, yeah, they're kind of happening as the murder is happening, I guess, but they are kind of premonitions. And she keeps getting flashes of where the succubus
Mm.
is when she's conscious. So it is kind of a premonition connection, I guess.
Yeah.
And part of me kind
Yeah.
of, even though it is a bit confusing that they don't explain it, part of me quite likes that subtlety because charm
Yeah.
doesn't often do super subtle. It does sometimes, and it's very effective. But it doesn't. It tends to explain stuff quite effectively.
Mm.
Doesn't leave room for ambiguity and subtlety. So I actually quite liked that it is a bit random.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. And even like at the end when she actually channels her voice, her power
Yeah,
through the succubus, like I loved that. I thought that was like a brilliant twist that she could do that.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, you kind of just take it as a given, I think, don't you? That yeah, somewhere along the line, she's developed her powers that much that now people in danger, she can have this like connection or
yeah,
premonition just randomly without touching the objects.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it
Probably
was
in
pretty cool.
probably in the future they would just say the elders did it. You know,
Yeah,
that's their
just
classic
pass
get
it
out.
off.
Yeah, it's just the elders, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit sad though with the succubus. I'm so, I'm so glad I'm saying that correctly because all day I've been
yeah.
saying it wrong.
What have you been
But
saying, Chelley?
oh, you don't want
Uh,
to know. But yeah, with the succubus, that we didn't see her little demon
I
babies.
know that moment when she's caressing
It's
the
like,
egg sacs. I know, so grim, so gross.
oh
I
yeah.
do. I was just sorry. I meant to say I do wonder if part of the effectiveness of the mystery about who the succubus actually is that because this episode is playing so effectively into stereotypes,
Mm,
they cast her. She's a brilliant actor, actually. The actor who plays the succubus is really good, but
yeah,
she
she is.
does kind of have that like Baywatch babe look.
Yeah, very
She's very
Pamela
booby,
Anderson. Yeah,
very
yeah,
Pamela, very blonde, very
yeah,
attractive. So
definitely.
I wonder if the show is sort of playing a bit of a game with us, where it's like
Mm,
you're looking at this basically, not to be reductive, but she's kind of a blonde bombshell in terms
mm,
of stereotypes. And
yeah,
so the show is almost using its own stereotypes against us in order to hide
mm,
succubus, which I think is pretty
yeah.
freaking clever, actually.
But also, I feel that the show did that with the sisters in this episode. The way,
Mm,
I mean, they're always, Phoebe's always dressed in a certain way, but I feel in this episode it was more so. Like
it
you could
was,
see her chest even more,
yeah.
and even like
She was wearing a
Piper.
corset at some point.
Yeah, and Piper, even the way they dressed her in this episode, and I did think the same. I thought, have they gone OTT on the seductive kind of outfits of the sisters in this one, just to play
Yeah,
into those stereotypes for the viewer to think, oh, okay, like because we're thinking the same thing. Oh, that's a bit revealing, or that's it. Do you know what I mean? So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I wonder if they've done that on purpose because in the next episode they're quite covered up again. So
T-shirts and
I'm like,
combat
yeah,
trousers.
exactly. So I think it
Yeah,
was done on purpose. I think that was a choice. And obviously
yeah,
they play it off that there's a heat wave, but I
yeah.
definitely think it went into the episode really well.
The heat wave is a good excuse for a bit of
Yeah.
cleavage.
Yeah.
None of the, I mean, I feel like Dan should have taken his top off to watch that track.
Well, I was going to say that earlier, and then I thought, no, I've said enough about my ovaries. I better not take his top off. But I agree.
If you want
Why
to
did he
do,
have clothes on?
absolutely, just do it in your little tiny shorts. We won't judge you, Dan. And
And
also
there
that
we
would,
are going into the stereotypes.
yes, here we go.
again.
Right.
Just proves
The
the show's
stereotypical gay
point.
man. Yeah. Um, yeah. Talking of the costumes, season 2 is when the costume designer Eilish joined Charmed. And
Ah,
so she kind of like, did she work on Sex and the City as well? I feel like I'm
I
maybe making that
feel
up.
like I've heard that. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
so she brought like a real sense of fun, and
Mm,
sort of like kitschy, sort of like iconic looks to Charmed, I think.
yeah,
Like in season one has a very specific look and I love it, but it is maybe slightly more conservative than what we've seen so far in season 2, where it's
yeah.
bright colors, definitely strappy tops, cleavage, very fun. So there's definitely, I feel like you can feel Eilish working on this episode and just going,
Mm.
haha, let's heatwave crazy.
Let's do it.
Yeah, she's like Edna Mode in The Incredibles. Cleavage, darling, I love
I love that.
it. Have you got anything else? Oh, okay. One other thing I wanted to say about the demon, the succubus, was that I loved her like xenomorph razor sharp tongue. That was
Yeah,
so cool, so different from anything that we've ever seen in Charmed.
yeah,
Yes, it's like CGI, but actually it's pretty good CGI for
yeah.
the
It doesn't
time.
look too bad, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I thought
and oh, sorry, go on, you go.
I just love that, so often Charmed could sort of back out of doing something quite, monstery type stuff. Whereas
Yeah.
with this one, I was like, that is a really cool idea. It's
Mm.
phallic, she's killing men using a phallic member, you might say, and
Yeah, yeah,
draining
so
their
true.
testosterone using this sort of very penis-shaped thing coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
I love that it taps into that like 𝐁𝐴 alien xenomorph thing
Mm,
because 𝐁𝐴 is very much about sort of monstrous sexuality or like sexual expression through monstrous appearance.
mm.
So yeah, for me, it was just like win-win, total
Yeah,
win-win.
I agree, and went so perfectly with the episode and everything we've been discussing as well. And
Mm,
I especially loved as well that she didn't die from being shot.
yeah.
And then at that morgue episode, she got that sidekick of Morris because I was like,
Oh,
if she wasn't going to get him, I was going to jump into that TV and get him. Like, he was awful. And again, so good in the writing because he was playing into such stereotypes of like
exactly.
objectifying these women, like, oh, look at the rack on her and things like that. So I did a little cheer when she came back alive on that in the morgue on the slab and
Yeah,
went Rah! And then got him.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so good.
loved that. I loved how clever that was in writing. That he basically, this Inspector Smith, I think he's called, he's
Ugh.
kind of a new partner for Morris, but he is the worst kind of man. He's a
Mm,
really good example of how not to behave. He's like
yeah.
sleazy and grabby, objectifies women. He's taking Prue and Phoebe's picture not because he's on a stakeout, but because he wants to like check them out.
Mm.
He's even kind of skeezing on the dead succubus in the morgue.
Well, yeah,
He's
because he
so
does that
gross.
thing, doesn't he? Like he checks the morgue technician's gone, and then he kind of is giving the impression he's walking back to kind of check her out underneath the
Yeah,
white cloth, and I'm like,
I know.
don't you dare! And then she did that, and I was like, yes, succubus,
Yeah.
suck it.
She was an awesome demon. I feel like she
She
could have been
was
like a
really
really good
good.
ally
I
to the
really loved her.
Charmers. She could have been their dating agents, like
Oh,
she
so
could have
good.
weeded out all the bad men from their lives. Did you have anything else to add to the Demon of the Week?
No, just that. I just
No, I
loved
think
her.
we've covered her pretty
Yeah.
comprehensively. Sorry, I went
She
on a
she
bit. I
ge-
just
she
think she's
gives she
great.
gave good tongue at the end
Yeah,
of the day. She made an impression.
she did. She had a killer tongue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely loved her.
Um, Milena in the comments says, Chelley, I'm scared. Oh, that was when you did your killer tongue. Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of we just watched Jawbreaker for Point Horror Film Club, didn't we? And
Yeah.
lots of people were like doing tongue stuff, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm. Matthew says, no, Matthew says the succubus reminded me of the sandworm in Beetlejuice with that
Oh
kind of worm
yeah.
thing in her mouth. Yeah, it did that,
Yeah.
like. Kirsty says, yes, just needed a few strikes. Yeah. Speedway Chick says, was she called Darla? Was she called Darla?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think she was. Oh, nice
Yeah,
one.
little
Yeah.
Buffy night.
We were just calling her calling
The
her anything.
succubus. Yeah. Lane's Library says, I was surprised as well. Didn't see that twist coming of the identity of the
Yeah. Got me
succubus.
good, that did.
Oh, and Matthew says the worm was kind of phallic. Yeah. It came out of her
Yeah.
mouth and went into a guy and down his throat, deep throat style. Yeah. I mean, that was my addition, so Matthew didn't say that.
I was
But
just
he
going to
does
say
say, I wonder if there was
Matthew.
symbolism. Yeah, no.
But instead I'm going, Joshua.
Sorry.
With
Oh,
what
blah,
comes out
blah,
of my
blah, blah.
mouth. That was probably my old.
Yeah, yeah. So we've mentioned a bit of mythology, but let's just move on to mythology for realsies. So we've talked about Phoebe's powers and all that stuff, so we won't go into that again. But Phoebe, they do talk about how to kill the succubus, she has to be set on fire, or she will be set on fire, or something like that. And Phoebe, when Phoebe thinks that she is the succubus, she's sort of like, I don't want to be set on fire, that kind of thing. And I just found it interesting that continuity-wise, they didn't mention the fact that Phoebe already has been burned at this stake.
Yeah, I
like
thought
3
exactly
episodes
the same
ago.
thing. I thought they should have just put a throwaway line there, like not again, like or something, just something like that.
Like I'm still recovering from the last time I was burned to death, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Because you can imagine Phoebe saying something like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's like when Prue is Manny, her telekinesis takes on more of a masculine quality.
Yeah, like
So
enhances a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe?
like she punches, like we said, she punches 2 guys, including the nasty cop. And it's sort of like punching telekinesis. She channels, or he channels the telekinesis through his palm, his hands. And it's just like a sucker punch, basically, which is really cool.
Yeah, it is so cool.
I want to see Prue doing that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And my only other thing of mythology that's more, again, continuity is that at the end of this episode, Piper wears the outfit from the season 2 promos of the show. So she's got that sort of blue...
good spot.
I'm not sure. Is it a corset? It might be a corset, but it's sort of like a strapless...
like on here. Yeah,
that one.
There's that one.
Yeah, she wears that in the episode.
Oh yeah, of course she does. Yeah. Good spot.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, why is that outfit so familiar?
Good spot on that one. Yeah. I noted that this is the second time that Prue cast a spell that didn't go the way she planned.
Yeah.
So the first time was obviously in the Which Prue Is It Anyway, when we had the 3 Prues, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, but then again, it's the first time Prue then gets transformed into something from her own spell. That hasn't happened to Prue before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool.
And it does become sort of a running joke because she does get turned into something else in season 3. Right towards the end of season 3.
Yeah.
Based on the spell. Yeah. Yeah. Is that it for our mythology?
I think so. I didn't have anything else written down.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Speedway Chick says straight away, I was like, don't trust someone called Dara. Yeah, good point. Oh, sorry. Tickly throat. I'm not sure if it's hay fever starting already. Speedway Chick says this episode reminded me of the Buffy episode Teacher's Pet. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With the praying mantis fighting off the heads of teenage boys.
Yum, yum.
Matthew says Manny fully manifested. Manny manifested as a man in 30 minutes more than I have in 50 years. I've never punched anybody in my life, and really, I don't even know how. Yeah. Sometimes I do think, could I do it? Could I actually throw a punch? I feel like it looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
I've got this ring, so I am slightly armed and dangerous. I don't really want to do it.
Don't cross Josh.
No, just a slap.
Yeah.
I feel like a slap is more elegant. A glove.
A little glove. Oh,
on guard.
That just made me think of something that like Tim Curry would do in Clue. You know, in
Yeah.
the like, he'd be like, "Don't be so ridiculous." I don't know why that sprung to mind, but it just
Yeah.
did.
I love it. It's never a bad thing when Tim Curry springs to
No.
mind. Let's move on to Work It.
Work it.
We've talked about Piper's club is now fully running, looks very
The hit place to
successful,
be.
which is great. Is this the one where the Cranberries are in the episode?
Yeah, Cranberries.
Yeah.
So
They've landed
good.
the Cranberries.
Yeah, for like a
What?
charity event or something like that.
Yeah, what a win for P3.
Yeah, so
Are
good.
you a big fan of the Cranberries?
Honestly, I really am. And I'd actually forgotten about this song that's in that I think it's Imagination
Just
or
My Imagination.
yeah, Just My Imagination. I'd forgotten about that song, and as soon as I'm jumping a little bit to the end, but as soon as it got to the end, and Dolores's voice from the Cranberries is just so. I hear her voice and I'm automatically transported back to the 90s. Like, I think her voice just, it's like when you hear, like, I don't know, Oasis or Blur or whatnot, you think of the 90s straight away, but her voice is so beautiful and just transported me right back. And I actually really got emotional at the end because of it. I just thought it was brilliant. I just loved it. And seeing Dolores as well,
music.
bless her. Yeah.
Yeah, she passed away a few
good.
years ago, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but her
amazing.
voice, stunning. Absolutely stunning voice. And yeah, I'd forgotten about that song.
Even though, I mean, it's pretty impressive that they managed to pack in so much into this episode. Because the musical interlude with the Cranberries is pretty long.
Yeah.
Like, they almost sing the full song.
Virtually the full song, yeah.
Which maybe sort of in the context of the show is a bit like, oh, come on, move on from the song. But in terms of like a historical document of the Cranberries playing on Charmed, it's really lovely that it's quite a long extended sequence.
It's so
good. And you
good.
see all the girls dancing, having a giggle. And
it's the way that they play into it with, the girls have all got then their dates or, their love interest at that moment. And then, as you say, doing the dancing. Honestly, I had a tear in my eye. I just thought it was just a perfect ending to what was a good episode. I thought it was lovely.
Yeah.
Very nostalgic.
Totally.
Yeah.
Did they also do Zombie? No.
Yeah, they do the Cranberries.
Yeah, they do Zombie.
They do Zombie. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And Linger and also as I say, her voice is just so 90s. Ode to My Family. What is another song? Brilliant. Yeah.
Did they only sing Just My Imagination in this episode?
I think so. Yeah, that's the only song I heard.
Do they come back to Charmed? I swear I've seen them doing Zombie.
Oh, I hope so. I can't remember.
Yeah. Maybe
unless they did the rounds, because like this was back in the day, wasn't it? Especially like 98, 99, you always had bands in these TV shows. It was like the thing to do, wasn't it?
Buffy had the bronze.
Yeah, that's it.
Totally.
Oh, so cool.
In other work news, Prue and Daryl's working kind of relationship developed.
Yeah.
Daryl's back, hooray.
Oh.
He's actually the one who comes to her with the case of the 4 dead men. And he doesn't have any suspects, but he knows that he and Prue have, in his words, got this game that we play.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to know what it is that she's got going on, but he does think that she can help him. And he says to her, find out what you can and slip it to me. The brass is watching me on this one. It's like a video game line. I love it.
Yeah, he was so masterful.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, yes.
It says the brass is watching me on this one. It can't turn out to be another unexplained case. So you kind of wonder, is somebody, you never find this out actually, I don't think, but you get the sense that somebody is hanging over Daryl's head at the police station, sort of being a bit like, if you have another unexplained case, then I'm going to be questioning.
But I love how Daryl just, he doesn't even know their secret, the sister's
No.
secret. He doesn't want to know, but he just trusts that they'll solve his problem.
Yeah.
And I kind
Yeah.
of love that. I'm like, he's got so much trust in them to solve this problem, get him out of, the limelight with his boss or whatnot, that they'll be able to solve this. And they do, essentially.
They do.
I wonder how
They do.
I wonder how he explained the partner being killed though. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall with that one.
Yeah. The dead body went missing and it got replaced with Inspector Smith for some reason.
Oh dear. Yeah,
I do love that dynamic between Prue and Daryl though. Like they've got this shared pain over the loss of Andy.
Yeah.
And I just love, like I said, that subtlety that you don't necessarily always get in Charmed.
Yeah.
That sense of like this really quite complex relationship that they have going on there, where it doesn't have that fraught high drama where with Andy and Prue, where Andy was like, I know you've got the secret and I need to know. And she's like, no, I can't tell you. Whereas with this, it's much more of like a even playing field where they respect and trust each other and they're just going to see where it goes, He knows that she will help.
Yeah. He just trusts her. He trusts her implicitly. And that's where Andy's downfall was. He didn't always quite trust Prue.
Yeah.
And that's why they had that backwards and forwards all the time. But he just trusts her implicitly. And I love that. Yeah. She needs someone like that, I think.
She does. Outside of her sisters.
Yeah, definitely.
The one thing that was a bit of a shock was that Morris does actually see the succubus with her tongue thing sticking out.
Oh, yeah, he
in
does.
The alleyway.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Because she kind of goes at him and sticks out her demon tongue. But it's never mentioned again. Like, is that weird? Like, did they miss a trick?
I don't think it's weird because I just think he's like, yeah, this happened. I don't need to know anymore. That's just. I can just imagine him saying that. He's kind of like he's got what he wants. It's kind of solved.
Yeah.
I don't need to know all the backstory stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm just going to read out a couple of comments. Matthew says, if I did lash out, it would be with a slap.
Yeah.
Melina, I adore the Cranberries. Speedway Chick, love the Cranberries in it. Melina says that she's going to listen to her Cranberries album tomorrow.
Me too.
Matthew says, Underworld and Daft Punk are what send me hurtling back to the 90s. Puts me there in a second, just like the filter song that opened this episode, Take a Picture, into the 90s.
Yeah, Matthew mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
This episode is what made me buy Filter's album because I love that song so much.
So good. I've added it onto my playlist.
It's also in Girl Next Door, that teen film with Alicia Cuthbert.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that film. Yeah,
it's also in that film. It's a good. Okay. It's not the best album ever, but it's got some really good songs on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna add that to my re-listen list. I've just got numerous lists going on.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy.
You can never have too many playlists. No. Like I've got so many. I've got ones for like very specific moods. Like I need uplifting, electronic, no vocals, background music. I've got that kind of stuff.
I love that.
But like romantic synthwave, all that kind of stuff.
Oh wow, my list is just like Shell's playlist,
horror.
And it's just got everything on it. But Melina sent me a really good playlist earlier on Spotify with all the Charm music on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
You have to share it with me.
I'll share it with you. Yeah. So good.
Let's move on to Sign of the Times.
Woohoo!
Did you ever see anything in this episode?
So I noticed Prue's like kind of double chiffon skirt with like that pleated look, only because I had one very similar, and it's a real sign of the times, that is. It's like not chiffon, but it's like that material where it's like a double pleat at the bottom, and I had one exactly like that. That's the only reason why I noticed it. And it looks so cool, and obviously it's signing up to the dating agency by going to the office rather than just going online. And obviously
Yeah.
the viewing tapes for matches and
Videotapes.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definite sign of the times.
And you have to like go into a room to watch the videotapes.
Yeah. Although they do mention something about the internet. Something about
Yeah.
watching them on the internet or something like that. But then they just kept referring about going into this room with the tape. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a bit, yeah.
It was a bit like, you felt like they were going to a sperm donation clinic.
That's how it felt a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah. What are you doing watching those videos?
Just go into that back room.
Yeah.
2 minutes, you'll be no enjoying.
2 minutes. Yeah. That's how good the videos are.
Top quality for your $35
Yeah.
$100
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
Have you ever seen any of those like retro dating videos on Instagram?
No.
There are some amazing ones. I do wonder how much consent is involved. I don't know if these women know that their videos are on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's
dear.
It's a bit
Yeah.
dodgy, but some of them are so funny.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
But
go
not
and check
in like
those out now.
not in a laughing at them kind of way. Sort of
No.
like the joyful
Like a sign of the times kind of way. Yeah.
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 The broad spectrum of humanity. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check those out.
Did you have any other signs of the times?
That's all I've got. That's all I spotted. I was just like too taken in by Dan.
Yeah, right.
Did you spot anything else?
I did spot that Piper mentions that Phoebe is behaving like she's on an episode of Red Shoe Diaries. Which I think may be a show that I've mentioned to you before.
Yes, I think you have.
It's the David Duchovny show where he's like, I think he's like being sent sexy letters by women sort of explaining these like sexy scenarios that they've experienced. Maybe he's like, maybe he works for a newspaper and he's like a love columnist or something.
Oh, okay, interesting. I know you've definitely told me to watch it before.
It's definitely of its time. It's like it's exactly what you think. It's like softcore. It's like lots of saxophone, lots of like smoky visuals and lingerie. Yeah, it's like that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, because you have mentioned that before.
If I find it, I'm sure it's on some service.
Gotta be.
And then Phoebe also mentions, she jokes about the so-called Hugh Hefner Olympics.
Oh, yeah!
And Hugh Hefner was like such a sort of like pop culture icon. In I mean, 70s, 80s and 90s, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
Quite strange in retrospect. You know, this very, very rich man living in a mansion with lots of women in bathing suits. But, you know, there we go. I've got nothing more to say about that.
For once, I'm like speechless. I'm just like, I don't really know what to say.
Let's just not touch that one.
That's going down a whole rabbit hole.
Chelley, I haven't got the energy to dig into that one.
Not very often you don't see me having comment, but I was like, I don't know what to say to that.
Oh dear. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Right. Matthew says, ooh, I want the charm Spotify. Speedway Chick also wants the charm Spotify. Elena says, I've got the playlist for different purposes and I'll post the charm Spotify link on my stories. Brilliant.
Thanks, Elena.
Matthew is talking about taking pictures some more. He also says, I love those dating videos. They're fantastic. They're hilarious. They are hilarious. There's one that I just adore where she's just sort of just completely owning her strangeness, I would say. She's just so
okay. I
funny.
love that.
Yeah,
okay, I'm going to check these out. Definitely.
And Matthew says he's definitely laughing at some of those women. Okay.
Matthew, naughty.
Naughty Matthew. No, we love you, really.
Yeah.
Have you got any charming dialogue?
Yeah, so funny enough, I've got Piper saying, I think it was, Phoebe or Prue saying, Piper turned into a werewolf one time, and Piper goes, a Wendigo.
Yes.
So funny enough that I wrote that down when you brought it up earlier. So I liked that they gave that a nod, considering what we've just discussed as well about
Yeah,
the misdirection of the mystery.
yeah.
And I've also got, do you think she's touching herself when Phoebe about Prue locking herself in the bathroom? Because obviously
Oh
that's what
yeah.
all you men do in the bathroom. I'm joking,
Just touch
being
myself
very
all the time.
stereotypical there.
Yeah.
And then what else have I got? I've got Piper saying "Sweet dreams, don't kill anyone" to
Yeah.
Phoebe, and then I've got Piper again saying to Prue, "Looks like you learned a few things about being a woman by being a man."
Oh, there's the
Yeah,
lesson of the week.
yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
What have you got?
This is amazing. You've got completely different ones to me for once.
Oh, that makes a
Yeah,
change.
I know. I've got Phoebe, so it's the heat wave. I've got Phoebe at the start of the episode saying, "How can it be so hot with no sun?" Because it's nighttime, they're in the club, and she's like, "It's still hot, basically." And then something happens maybe like towards the end of the episode, and Piper says, "Oh no, is it when Manny has just checked out a woman's bum?"
Oh.
And Piper says, "This is starting to get weird." And Phoebe says, "It's starting to get weird. Where you been?"
Oh yeah, love that one.
Yeah.
No, I did also love as well when Prue goes, "I'm wearing clothes from the ex-boyfriend's pile," and I was like,
Yeah.
"There might be Andy's clothes."
Oh, that's creepy.
Oh.
Imagine if she had come out looking just like Andy.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Spooky,
That would have been
spooky.
maybe a darker kind of episode. Do you have a sister of the week?
Prue or Manny.
Yeah,
Prue.
Manny's the best sister.
100%, like, and just the way Shannon Doherty plays both roles, just seamlessly brilliant.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I did think at the beginning of the episode it might be Phoebe for me because she just, Alyssa Milano just throws herself so completely at the mercy of, slobbering men, basically, just covered in grease, like we've said, boobs on show, just
Yeah.
like, yeah, she's
Constantly
completely
talking
playing
about
into
being
it.
aroused.
She's like, hot, 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 So I thought it was going to be Phoebe. And do you know what? Watching the start of this episode, I completely forgot that the whole point of the episode is that Prue turned into a man. So when that happened, I was like, oh no, this is a Prue episode. It's not a Phoebe episode.
I love that you didn't remember that from the title.
I know. What's wrong with me? I'm telling you, hit 40, your brain just falls out your bum. So yeah, Prue just has to be Prue. She learns, she goes through such a growth. It's funny how this episode is written by 𝐓𝐡𝐚𝐿 Marshall because he also wrote Dead Man Dating.
Oh,
And we
interesting.
talked about Dead Man Dating, how we fell in love with Mark so quickly.
Yeah.
The ghost character Mark. Even though he's really not in it that much of the episode.
No.
And I think that a similar thing happens with Manny in this episode, where we do just completely fall in love with Manny.
Yeah.
Even though
100%.
he's in it for what, like 20 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Great writing. Honestly, just brilliant.
Great writing. And Shannon Doherty sold it. She was not afraid.
She's just, such a genius.
I did think it was like, for an actor who got so much rubbish in the 90s for sort of, supposedly being difficult to work with, she got all this rubbish thrown at her, which is basically misogynistic.
Yeah.
Because she probably acted like a man, because she felt she was raised by a man, raised by a dad who told her not to take crap from anyone. And, she had opinions. She was strong-willed. She wasn't afraid to voice her opinion, which are typically masculine qualities.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it's sort of lovely that she got to do this episode where she got to sort of personify completely all the crap that she's had thrown at her over the years,
Yeah,
has kind of
definitely.
like a nice meta angle to it.
Yeah, hard agree on that.
Well done, Shannon.
Hard agree. Yeah, well done, Shannon. Honestly, just fantastic. I can't say any more than fantastic. Just brilliant.
Speedway Chick says brother of the week. Kirsty says brother of the week. Speedway Chick says Prue. Kirsty says the image I shared was the opening screen for the episode on Paramount Plus. Talk about spoilers. Yeah, it was
Oh yeah,
it was Manny. It was Shannon Doherty in her male
yeah, that's
costume.
it.
Yeah, total giveaway. All right, how many brooms out of 5 are you going to give? She's a man, baby, a man.
A man, baby, a man. So on paper, this should have never have worked, right? If
Yeah,
you read
yeah,
this, I would love to have been a fly on the wall when they read this script. It just shouldn't have worked,
yeah,
but it did, and it did get me emotional at the end, mainly because of the cranberries, but it was like in a comforting way. And obviously, the episode is just about men and women learning to listen to one another and get along. So now I've built it all up. 5 brooms.
two brooms after all that. Yeah,
No,
no.
5 brooms out of 5.
Yeah,
I loved this episode. I loved it. I was just like, I couldn't take my eyes away from watching it. I mean, it was just fantastic. I thought it was brilliant. And even
yeah,
like the discussions, like we've had, I know we've gone way over time on this episode, but the discussions that we've had about, the trans community, the gay community, even now, all these years later, we can have this conversation from this episode.
yeah, totally.
Fantastic. Honestly, I
Yeah.
loved it.
Oh,
Brilliant. How about you?
yeah. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes, Charmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think, oh, sorry, I've just seen that Malone again at 3.5. We'll come back to that in a second. But no, yeah, for me, it's 5 brooms out of 5. I love the way, like, on top of everything that we've already talked about, I love the way that it kind of starts out as one of those crime thriller tropes, which is
Mm,
like the main character is the main suspect. So in this case, Phoebe is kind of going, I think that I'm killing men in my sleep.
yeah.
I'm the main suspect. I'm the person who's doing this. And the sisters are like, no, no, it can't possibly be you. And obviously it turns out it's not, I mean, she's experiencing it through a demon.
Mm,
But I just think that's such a funny, clever way of twisting that crime thriller trope
yeah.
where the man on the run is the one who's suspected of murder.
Yeah.
And it's like a magical version of that, I guess. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So good.
it was such a strong episode. I mean,
Yeah.
it just sort of shows what Charmed is capable of when it's
Yeah.
firing on all cylinders and all the elements sort of tie together nicely.
Yeah. So
It
how
can be
many
brilliant.
brooms did you say?
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really feel like I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. It keeps cutting out.
Oh, bless you.
I'm doing a Ross and Friends.
You're like, hello.
Yeah. Speedway Chick says all the brooms for me. Yeah. Matthew says 5 brooms. Milena says 3.5 brooms for me. Love the Prue storyline and the cranberries. The succubus wasn't for me. Yeah, okay, cool.
Ah.
Fair enough. Cool.
Obviously, me and Josh just like the tongue.
We love the razor sharp tongue. Yeah.
Story of our life.
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time talking about
We
she's a
have,
man,
but
baby, a man.
I thought that we would. I would be honest
Yeah.
because there was so much to just dissect in it. Because
And
we
I do
loved it
feel
so
like,
much.
yeah, and I do feel like we're probably not going to have quite as much to say about
Yes,
black magic.
this one should be short.
We're going to rattle through this one in about 10 minutes. Okay, season 2, episode 6, That Old Black Magic. A couple of hikers, I think they were hikers. They look like hikers.
Yeah,
We'll say
we'll
they
call
were
them hikers.
Yeah. They free a centuries-old witch from incarceration after stumbling into her cave. Tuatha is a good witch who turned bad and wants to reunite with her wand in order to become all-powerful. However, there is a prophesied chosen one who can stop her. The problem is that the chosen one is a nerdy high schooler with crippling self-esteem issues. That's about it, really.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's about it.
And really, it shouldn't have been called the old black magic, right? It should have been
Yeah.
something like the hot witch, the nerd, and the wand, or something.
Oh my
like Lion the Witch in the
God.
Wardrobe.
That's
It should have
so
been something like
true.
that.
I
They
think
missed
it
the
should.
trick.
Yeah, they should have called it like Hocus Sneakus or something.
Yeah,
'cause
like something. Yeah.
I feel like Tuatha looked like. Let's get into Demon of the Week.
Yeah.
Let's just go into it.
Let's go.
So, Tuatha She's a powerful witch. She's from the 18th century. She's known for killing good witches. She used to be, yeah, she was a good witch, and now she's a bad witch. We have no idea why she became a bad witch. Maybe she just got sick of other witches, you know.
Yeah. She was like,
Witches be jealous.
had enough.
Yeah. She's got wild red hair and a very busty red dress. She has a little pouch of magical dust that she uses for various spells. She just keeps sprinkling dust everywhere.
It's just LSD, really.
It was like she was sprinkling LSD everywhere.
It's just, yeah.
That's like a really fascinating read on this episode, because the stuff that she does, like she shrinks people.
Exactly. Like, it was just, yeah.
She sends her snake off foraging.
Yeah. I mean, she looked hot while she was doing it, to be honest.
She looked fabulous.
Amazing.
And,
the
Bridget
outfit.
Branner.
Yeah.
Bridget Branner, I love. She was also in Angel. She played Wesley's love interest in season 2.
Yeah.
And so Tuatha is like, she's like, shockingly, she's the first evil witch that the Charmed ones have actually encountered.
Yeah, that's true.
So what did you think of Tuatha?
So she was okay. I mean,
Right.
like, as I say, she had a little magical pouch. Like, I liked the way that she was revealed. So obviously them hikers find her. They know that there's something weird in this cave, so they go in. And I kind of like that they just like chip away at this brick and the smoke comes out and then the brick falls away and she's just revealed in full form, looking hot and like with this wild red hair. Like, she doesn't even look dirty or old or anything. And I kind of like it as well that she's kind of a young witch that's gone evil. If that makes sense. Like, because you kind of like, again, stereotypes, which is the theme of this chat, you kind of think like evil witches, to me, in my head, I'm always like, oh, they're kind of like old witches. Yeah, like, but she was like young and beautiful, so I'm like, whoa, she must have really peed someone off to be like banished to this cave. But not 100% scary. She mainly just sent a snake off to do her dirty work all the time, really, didn't she?
Yeah. Like, she looks awesome. She looks like she stepped out of Hocus Pocus.
She did look so awesome.
Channeling big time Bette Midler, Winnie vibes.
Yeah.
Just minus like the buck teeth.
Yeah.
But I just felt like she's kind of like, Bridget Branner is great and I love her, but she's kind of hampered with shallow characterization.
Yeah.
And also, like, weirdly, for somebody who blows up an old lady and steals 3 hearts from regular people, she just doesn't really seem to be that threatening. It's really bizarre. No,
that's what I mean. Like, she didn't make me feel scared in any way. So she could reach into someone's chest, pull their heart out. But they did couple that scene with... So the first time we see her take the heart, it was distracting with the thing that they were trying to do a joke about the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
So I think it took away the sinisterness of taking the heart out of someone and killing, you know, a hiker that's in the middle of nowhere and lost by just saying he said he was searching for the Blair Witch. And I was like, I don't think now is the right time for comedy.
You're a long way from Burkittsville, mate. Why are you in San Francisco?
So I feel sad for her in one way, because that scene could have been really sinister, but they just put that awful joke in there. And then again, at another point where she goes and gets the other 2 hearts. And I'm just like, she didn't need that. They could have made it really scary and gory at that point.
I know. Well, because when she first, like you said, when she first arrived, she looked really cool. But just before she arrives, we have the hikers going into the cave. It's like there's cobwebs everywhere. It's very dark. There's spiders and bats and like drawings in the rock. It's actually quite creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy at the beginning.
And it's like, I love that they're in a real cave. They're not on a soundstage. You know that I love an on location shoot. Yeah. So they kind of did her dirty, I think. It starts out really ominous. And the Blair Witch thing. It's just bizarre. I know that. So that we are in 1999. So the Blair Witch Project had come out by the time this episode aired. It was a massive phenomenon. It, blew up in the horror world. It went mainstream. It changed
Yeah.
everything. You know, the whole internet marketing campaign that the Blair Witch did was just
Yeah.
unprecedented.
I remember
So,
falling for it.
yeah, me too. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look at this website. It really
Mm,
happened for real.
yeah.
So yes, I can understand them wanting to address it or touch on Blair Witch, seeing as we're a show
Mm,
about witches. And I would have been
mm,
content if, like, when the guy first shows up in the wild in his backpack and his hat, and he's got his camera, and he's like, "Oh, I've got lost my friends. I'm making a documentary." I was like,
mm.
"Okay, that's quite funny." But then he goes, "Oh, I'm looking for the Blair Witch," and it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, his name actually is Josh or something." Is it Josh or
Yeah, they
Michael?
do. Yeah, Josh, and
They
then
do the
they've
real
been
names
Michael
from the
and Heather.
film.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that was a really stupid skit, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that we've moved on from that. And then they
Yeah.
do the other two, Heather and Josh or Michael, whichever one it
Michael.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she takes their hearts as well. And it's just so cringe.
Yeah.
It's so badly
And I
judged.
do feel they did her dirty, like you say, because
Yeah.
it could have been so sinister. I mean, that's horrific. She literally uses her magic to take their literal hearts out.
Yeah.
And it could have been so cool, but no. Don't know
And
whose
also,
idea
like,
that was, but no.
dreadful. So dreadful. I really hope they didn't build the entire episode in the script stage around the Blair Witch
Mm,
gag because,
yeah.
come on.
No, I agree.
And like Tuatha even manages to depower the charmed ones,
Yeah.
and we're still not afraid of her. She's taken
No.
hearts, she's blown up an old lady, she's taken the powers from the charmed ones, and we're still just like, yeah, yeah. What time when you have a cup of tea? You know,
You're gonna
put the
be
kettle on,
when you're
love.
gonna run out your magic dust.
Yeah, I know.
At some point, that little pouch is gonna run out.
Yeah,
Yeah, because this could
shame.
have been played into like a real threat. Because really, the sisters are they're holden to, which I'm sure we'll get into, of this chosen one
Yeah.
saving them. So this could
Hmm.
have been like a real threat. But even even with the chosen one, you kind of think the sisters are just gonna like just run all over this. Like
Yeah.
they they don't they should have been powerless, but they felt powerful
Yeah.
because of just the
They
way
weren't
that they
scared.
wrote the episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what? I couldn't even tell you what any of the sisters were really doing.
No.
What was going on? Anyway,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
kissing Dan, which we'll
kissing
get into.
Dan. You certainly will. Um, one last thing on Tuatha, on the subject of them doing her dirty. I even felt like her vanquish was just a bit
Oh, it was awful, Josh.
undignified. Like they do like a CGI bulge on her, where her boobs like bulge up really
It was,
cartoonishly.
yeah.
Really weird.
It was, yeah, I thought it was weird. And
Yeah.
again, too easily vanquished. She's
Yeah.
meant to be this old ancient witch from 200 years ago who they're meant to be
Mm.
scared of. And
So powerful that the
all the
last chosen
chosen
one
one
couldn't
goes is, I
destroy
wish you
her.
gone
Yeah.
forever. and that's it, and points the wand, and then she's like, ah, and goes. It's like, that all we have to do to get rid of the bad
Yeah.
witches now.
I know.
There was just no, like,
Imagine
yeah.
if the chosen one had actually been this really cocky, confident guy.
Yeah.
He would have just done it in a heartbeat.
Just, yeah, it was, yeah, it just
Silly.
didn't work for me. But it's such a shame because she's such a beautiful actress, and
Yeah.
the way they dressed her, the way they did her hair, her
Hmm.
acting, to a certain extent was good as well. And yeah, they did her dirty. Could have
Yeah.
been much more.
Sinister. Mm.
Yeah.
Kirsty says, Tuatha, I'm sure, is a word in one of the spells in Willow. It is. Yeah, Tuatha in Willow.
Oh.
He, when Willow Ufgood is trying to use the wand in Willow, he's saying like something Tuatha, like he's doing something. Yeah, so
Okay,
maybe
that's
that's where they got the
good.
name
Good
from.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I read the name Tuatha comes from, no, I'm not going to be able to say it, but the Tuatha de Danann, a queen
Right.
fairy in Irish mythology ruling over her paranormal race of fairies in the Irish
Mm.
underworld. That's what I read, because I was like, this is an interesting name, at
Yeah.
least.
So what's she doing in San Francisco as well?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
everyone's lost. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Melena says there wasn't a lot of depth to this episode and the villain felt somewhat two-dimensional, which is
Yeah.
good. And Matthew says what you just said. Tuatha comes from Irish mythology.
Ah,
Magical kingdom of gods, fairies, and little people that is Irish mythology.
yeah. Great minds think alike,
Yeah.
Matthew.
Let's mosey on over to Love is Pain.
Oh, so much pain.
So much pain. So here is sort of like, this is the only interesting part of the episode, I would argue, which is the love triangle. Leo is back, and he basically orbs in right as a smitten Piper and Dan come home from having been in the street, passioning
They
up
were
against a car.
going for it up
They
against
really
that
were.
car. Oh, I was
Right?
very jealous.
It's because Piper had seen him at the truck at the last
Yeah.
episode, and she's like, right, we're going to smooch against that
Yeah,
truck.
against that
Just
truck.
you wait. Phoebe is worried that Piper is moving too fast, whereas Prue says it's none of their business, and she says that Piper can't just sit around for the rest of her life waiting for Leo. Frankly, I agree with Prue.
Yes, I agree.
So there's obviously there's like an awkward sort of encounter where Leo and Dan and Piper are all in the hallway in the manor, and Piper sort of drags Leo away, and she tells him that things have changed between them. He can't just orb him when he feels like it.
Yeah.
And Leo like tells him about the witch, and then he says, "This isn't personal; it's business." And Piper says, "What else is new?" Yeah.
And I don't blame Piper in that moment, to be honest. And the way he says it, I would have just given him the look. I would have been,
So in the last episode, you said that you were like completely 100% on the Dan train.
Yeah.
Do you still feel the same way now that Leo's around?
Still feel the same. Leo in this episode was a bit arrogant. I know.
Yeah.
Although, I have to say, angry Leo, when he was getting angry at the Chosen One, I was like, oh, yes. Yes, please. More.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
See, I'm just easily pleased, but yeah, angry Leo at that moment. But I think that was some of his frustration coming out as well about Piper in that moment. But
Sexual
no,
frustration.
Yeah,
he thought he was coming back for a bit of nookie, and then Dan was there.
That's it. But how dare he think that of our Piper?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of glad like Piper stuck to her guns, and she's like, you could see like at one point she says, oh, we can't get too close. It's when she has the cut on her head, and he says, oh, do you want me to heal it? She's like, oh, we can't get too close, because obviously the feelings are still there. But yeah, she knows. I think she says, at least I can count on Dan to be there when I need him.
Exactly.
And that is just so right. And it just proves the point where, like, right after they have that conversation, Leo gets orbed up and gone. Like, she doesn't know when she's going to see him again.
I know. He really can't just leave her hanging on red all the time.
No.
It's not fair.
It's not
fair.
And
I do think it's a very, very smart bit of writing, or like the setup for this season, is to have Leo, who sort of lives off in the clouds. You never know when he's going to be around.
Yeah.
And then you literally have Dan right next door. He's so convenient. He's so available.
And so
hot. So available. It's such a great setup, because Dan is so obviously the right guy for Piper.
Yeah.
In terms of like proximity, he's a nice guy. But then, Piper is a witch, and Leo knows her in a way that Dan might necessarily never be able to know her.
It's so true. So true.
I did love at the very end of the episode, Dan sort of thinks that, Piper says to Dan, it's over now. And Dan thinks that she means with him, but she means Leo.
He looked
crushed. And it's very sad, but I did love the fact that he calls Leo Leon.
Oh, I never noticed.
He does. He's like, what with Leon? And she's like, Leo.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, which is that thing from that rule from Friends, which is like pretend not to know a guy's name if
Yeah.
it's like your love rifle.
So true.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because
funny.
I did really like the scenes between Dan and Leo with like at the front door. They kind of got this
Yeah,
like rivalry going on, and
yeah,
it was nice to see that side really. Like, Leo knows he's got a rival, and Dan's like, who's this guy in the
yeah.
house? Just doing all the handiwork. So, but I think like for me, it showed Dan was quite invested in Piper at that moment.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that.
exactly. Um, just one last thing on Love is Pain. It's not really, I don't know, let me know what you think. So, Jenny,
I've
Dan's
written
niece,
Jenny down.
oh, she pops into the kitchen of the
Mm,
manor and she sees Kyle, the chosen one, there. And she kind of like has like maybe a flirty energy with Kyle.
definitely, because I noted it
Um,
down, so it was definitely flirty.
and she's very interested in his wand.
Where's your
Uh,
magic wand?
yeah, especially when he spins it on his finger very impressively.
Yeah,
Is that a metaphor? Don't know.
I reckon.
I mean, she is. Let's no, she's very young. Let's not be gross.
Yeah,
She is very very young.
yeah,
But so what? Okay, A, what did you think about that?
yeah.
And B, this is Jenny's last episode.
I know. I
So
read that.
are you gonna miss her?
No.
Poor Jenny.
Well, like I read that she was written out of the show after this, and like I'm a bit. She was in the credits, like she
Yeah,
served no purpose. Like,
6 episodes in.
why was
What has
she
she
in the
done?
credits? So I'd like to know what the original plan was for her that
Yeah,
just didn't work out, obviously for whatever reason. But yeah, so there's
yeah,
that. But then, yeah, also, I thought it was interesting her coming in, and it was a bit of a flirty energy between
yeah,
her and Kyle, the chosen one. Um, but it was a bit random
yeah. Totally
because I
random.
don't
She's
see
like,
why
"Oh,
why it
hi,
was
who are you?"
needed. Like it's like they
Yeah,
thought, oh, we haven't had Jenny in for a couple of episodes. Well, she's in the credits. We better use her. And they
yeah,
put this random scene in, and but it didn't bring anything. I suppose when they meet up later on, when they're outside, when she sees him walking, she kind of does give him a bit of a boost up, I guess, as in, you know, if the sisters are saying this, then I believe them, kind of thing. But other than that, no point.
yeah.
No
I
point.
do. I did read online, and you don't know how. I don't know how much of this is just sort of like rumor that's passed into legend kind of thing. But
Mm.
there's talk online about how Jenny was initially going to be someone that the sisters could train up to be a witch over the course of the season.
Oh, interesting.
So kind of
Okay.
like a Billy in season 8 situation,
Yeah.
maybe. So Jenny obviously starts out as just like maybe Dan's niece,
Mm.
and obviously she starts to. There's a few times when she gets involved in the supernatural plot. She was
Yeah.
a groupie. She got eaten by a demon, and then she saw Carl playing with his wand. So clearly they were thinking about how to fit her into the supernatural
Yeah.
stuff. But I just I don't think they figured out her character. I don't think they
No.
really knew who she was,
Yeah.
other than just being sort of like a naive teenager. And
Mm.
I don't know that the actor I don't know, I don't think the actor was able to bring anything more than what was in the script. There
Mm.
was nothing else really
They
going
didn't
on.
give her anything
They
to
didn't
get
give
her
her
teeth
anything.
into, really.
I felt sorry for her.
Yeah, I feel sorry for her in that respect. Like, you've just got onto this TV show. She was probably a fan of the TV show, I'm guessing, as well.
Yeah,
And then to
it's
have that,
sad.
like, the rug pulled from under you, like, yeah, leaves a bit of a bad
Yeah.
taste. But they didn't give
Hmm.
her. I don't think that's her fault. They didn't give her anything meaty to get her teeth
No,
into, apart from Kyle's
no.
wands.
Yeah.
That's so wrong.
Then you said it.
I know, but
Don't
yeah,
come
but
for
they
me.
they did her dirty, really.
Yeah, they
Honestly,
did.
they really did, and I feel
Lots of
sorry for
dirty
her.
doing. And yeah.
Mm.
Speedway Chick says, "Oh yes, I love the exchange between Dan and Leo. Dan, have you got any other houses to fix or maintain?" Pause, Leo. No.
It was so good.
Then doesn't Leo say at one point, "I never left," or "I've been here the
Yeah,
whole time," or something?
never left.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Kirsty says Leo is definitely more of a Leo rival than Manny. Don't.
Leo definitely more of a Leo rival than Manny. Dan, maybe he's more of a Leo
Uh,
rival than Manny. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Have you got anything else for?
Yeah, so I've got
Oh,
Jack,
oh,
Prue's
Jack.
love interest. So obviously, the brilliant Lachlan, is it Lachlan
Yep.
Monroe?
Yeah.
Starts his reoccurring role of Jack, as I remember Jack, in this. And obviously I know him from recent times from Riverdale.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is he
yeah.
someone's dad?
Yeah. So he plays oh, I forgot the character's name now.
Betty? Veronica?
Betty's dad.
Yeah.
And if you've watched later
Ah.
seasons, yeah, it gets very sinister. But yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like that. So they're giving Prue a bit of a love interest there.
Yeah, so Jack is sort of like a freelance, um, where is he? Written it down
Yeah,
somewhere.
like I think he's in like the same business as Prue.
Yeah, there's like
Like,
a,
buying items, selling them,
yeah,
auctioneering, that's what we're saying, isn't it?
yes.
And I kind of like how he's that cocky at the start. So Prue's doing that television interview, well, valuing, like they do on Antiques Roadshow, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he just like storms in and he's like, "Oh, well, I'll pay you this." And he's just so cocky in that
A
moment.
fifth, a fifth of what
Yeah.
Prue values
And
it
Prue
for.
doesn't really know what to say. And obviously she's live on TV. So
Yes.
I like that.
Oh, that whole segment I found completely bizarre. So they've got this TV show shooting at Bucklands called What Is It Worth? It's obviously got Antique Roadshow vibes.
Yeah.
And there's like kind of the cringy old lady who's like just brilliantly camply doing sort of like an impression of somebody being surprised about the valuation of their
Oh!
item. Oh, I bought it for $5, all that kind of stuff. It looks like the worst show ever. It looks so boring. And I love that they're doing it live. How are they doing it live? And then,
Oh.
and then the guy who's shooting it, the producer guy, he's like, "Cut, that's a wrap. That was amazing. That was so interesting," or something.
Yeah,
It's so
he's like
shit.
so happy that this happened.
It's so bad.
Oh dear,
Oh, just
bless.
hilarious. But yes, so Prue potentially has a new love interest. That's the vibe that we're getting from this.
Yeah, that's the vibe we're
He's kind
getting.
of irritating in a way that suggests some kind of romance is going to happen.
Mm,
It takes opposites attract and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Interested to see
So,
where that goes.
yeah, and not so obviously it didn't work out with Alan. You know,
Yeah, Alan's just,
Alan is last week's problem.
yeah, that's it, gone.
Yeah, and she is moving on from Andy. She is dating.
Yeah. But I like the way they've done it slowly. It's not been like an in your face, all of a sudden kind of move on. I feel like,
Mm,
they've left it a few episodes before they've started giving her, another
yeah,
love interest. And before this, not a major love interest. It's like Alan from Accounts or whatever he was from.
yeah, and we haven't
And stuff
seen
like
them
that.
on a date either.
No,
So
that's
it's
it.
all sort of slightly bubbling under the
Yeah.
whatever things bubble under. That's what it's doing. Should we move on to mythology?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Got any mythology bits and bobs?
So I've just got obviously the teenager called Kyle
Yep.
Gwydion. Is it something like that?
Yeah, let's go with that.
That just annoyed me off the bat with the name because many, many years ago, I'm going to show my age, there used to be these games called King Quest
Uh-huh.
games. And I always remember King's Quest 3 had a character, and I think he was called Gideon. And I never completed that game, and I'm
Oh,
very bitter about it until the very end because I couldn't feed the wizard his hairy cookie Yes, and they kept dying. So I don't like anyone called
That
Gideon.
sentence went to so many places I was not expecting it to go.
So straight away I was like,
Excellent.
Gideon.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Don't
so
like him.
apparently he's the seventh boy of a seventh generation, and
Yeah.
he's meant to be
Seventh
this
son.
chosen one who can handle this wand and destroy the bad witch, basically.
Mm.
But basically all he does is kind of wave this wand around and goes, die! to the snake. And then, as I said
Yeah.
before, I wish you gone forever. And I'll be honest, he just can't act.
Oh, I
Oh, I
know.
feel really bad saying it, but yeah. But if it's not for like the pep talks of the flirting with Jenny, and then that kind of boosts his confidence, and and then the fake potion that Phoebe kind
The
of
fake confidence potion.
confidence
So
potion,
funny.
them charmed ones would be toast, really, wouldn't they? Like,
Yeah.
because he wasn't really fit for
They
purpose.
were really putting a lot of faith in him being able to do that
Yeah.
thing.
So for me, mythology on that is just obviously because he was meant to be the chosen one. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was kind of the point. He was meant to be a bit nerdy and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
I do remember
yeah,
when I first watched this as a teenager, and they were talking about, oh, we've got to find the chosen one. He's going to help us. He's going to get his wand. And then they're outside the high school on location. I'm having on location shoot.
yeah,
And they're like, oh, he's a nerdy teenager. And I was like, oh, this is going to be really interesting, different. But I think if anything, this episode just sort of proves that the charmed writers couldn't write teenagers because
mm,
Kyle is dreadful and Jenny, bless her, also is
yeah,
dreadful.
yeah.
So it's clearly something that they really struggled with in the
Mm.
writers' room. They couldn't do kids. They really couldn't do it.
Yeah, but then it's such a shame because in season one we had Danielle Harris's character who was pretty
Yeah,
young,
yeah.
and she carried that role off quite well, I thought.
I thought she had, yeah, maybe it's because she was playing a darker
And
role.
yeah, maybe darker, more
Yeah, and just Danielle
sinister.
Harris, frankly.
Well,
She's
yeah,
great.
to be
She can
honest, you
do
can't
anything.
compare really,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just such a shame because they have done good-ish characters like that before. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think you're right. I think they just lost their way a little bit here with it.
I
Yeah,
did. I
definitely.
did. This, I think. Have you got anything else in mythology? Was that it?
I was just going to mention about the crystal on the map.
Oh, yes, the scrying.
Yeah, the scrying. Yes, it's the first time we
Yeah,
see that, isn't it?
yeah,
Okay, it's pretty cool. I like it.
really cool. I love it as like a thing that they can do.
Yeah.
They have this crystal on a chain and they swing it over a map and then it points them
Mm,
to where they want to find whatever.
yeah.
It's great. It's a really
But
cool visual thing.
it's like, how did they just learn that in this episode by looking in the
Yeah,
book? Like, it's quite a handy little feature to have, isn't it?
super handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I do love that even in episodes like this that really aren't particularly good, there are often little things that they then take forward or
Yeah.
they mine the good stuff, even from slightly
Mm,
dubious quality material.
yeah.
So yeah, you've got the,
Yeah, I
the
liked that.
scrying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. So I've mentioned the fact that the sisters lose their powers for a third time.
Mm,
It's a different spell because the one that they used before to remove their powers, they destroyed it, didn't they?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
in
they
this
did.
one, Tuatha's got her own Book of Shadows,
Yeah, that
which
was
has
pretty
this,
cool.
yeah, like a little mini one, like a mini
Little
iPad.
mini, pocket
Yeah,
size. Carry
yeah,
it around.
yeah. So she uses her own spell to depower the sisters.
Yeah.
Um, and my final mythology thing that I noticed was that Prue this time wears her top from the promo shots, from the season two promo
Oh,
shots.
so
Yeah, the
this
black
one,
top.
the black top.
Yeah,
Like
with the
that
straps.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I think it
cool.
is. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it is.
it does
Yeah,
look, yeah, I think so.
yeah. So there you
Ah,
go.
I
You've had
like that.
two recycled outfits in the past two episodes. Yeah.
I like that
Did you
as
have any
well.
other mythology bits?
No, all I really wrote was, I think what we mentioned earlier, where the way they vanquish I can't say her name, you know, Tuatha, that's it. Tuatha, yeah. And obviously the way that she like freezes them as well with her potion, and just like that backwards and forwards was more, you know, interesting to me. But yeah, that molecular combustion thing was just bizarre. But that's the first time. I'm sure that does happen again, but obviously it probably just looked a bit better. But yeah, it's kind of when it speeds up the monocles, doesn't it, to the point that they combust or something like that. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And obviously she has her pet snake.
Aww.
Which just sort of gets cut in two and turns into two snakes at one point. That was another really hilarious moment where everyone's screaming, going, "What do we do? What do we do?" The snakes aren't doing nothing. They're not moving. They're barely even looking at you. And all the sisters are like, "Oh my God."
They're like, ah. Mind you, I would be like that because I'm actually scared of snakes for a reason. Because I had one go over my feet when I was very little. I was standing on a step. I think I've said this before to you, and it kind of went over my feet, like slithered over like a big snake. And then just not very nice. But yeah, so watching this, I was a bit like, oh, there's a snake.
I do feel like there's like some kind of you know, caveman signaling in our brains that do still go, oh dear God, there's a snake.
Yeah.
You get like a physical reaction, like you get chills, you just feel a bit sick, like that's what snakes do to me.
Yeah, that's what snakes do to me as well.
And spiders.
Not a fan.
Let's do some comments, shall we? Speedway Chick says that the guy who plays Jack, he's the Black Hood.
Yes, the Black Hood in Riverdale,
Speedway Chick also says, why did Prue go around the house of the woman with the wand as the woman with the wand, as she didn't know the significance of the wand at that time?
They just was waving that wand about like it was like not worth $5,000.
Didn't make sense. Yeah. Kirsty says, a hairy cookie.
But the idea was that you had to trim the hairs off the cookie to give it to the wizard, and I could never figure it out. So yeah, Gideon from King's Quest 3. And I did it once. I don't know how I did it. I've since, like in modern day, looked it up on YouTube how to do it, but just because it's pained me all these years. But I did do it once back in the day and panicked. And then you kind of had to get to the boat after that. And there was like a desert setting which had Medusa, and I accidentally went right into the desert and Medusa froze me into a statue. And then I could never do it ever again.
Oh, Chelley.
I know, crushed.
That's
still bitter about it.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Matthew says Jenny should be sent off the boarding school. Yeah.
I think that's where they do send her, isn't it? No,
she goes back home to her parents. There's like a throwaway line at some point. Matthew says, didn't they use scrying in the first episode of this season?
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe for getting Abraxas.
Yeah. Maybe.
Kirsty says, and her saying there is no confidence potion. Yeah. And when Piper thinks Leo is calling her snake, I mean that was
that was fun.
I thought that was stupid.
It did give me a chuckle. I'm not a snake.
We could talk about Work It, but we've pretty much covered Work It, I think.
Yeah.
We did like the auction house stuff.
Yeah, I don't think there was much really in this, and just Leo and his training and being super hot while he got angry.
True. Yeah, very true. The sister bond. The only thing I've noted down here, because there really isn't much going on here.
No.
I did just note, after Piper has her encounter with Leo, where she's like, it's changed, you can't just all be in here, blah, blah, gets quite upset. Phoebe kind of rubs her arm and says, everything okay, sweetie? Like, I love the way that they do check in with each other.
Yeah.
Phoebe knows that will have been a difficult conversation for Piper. So,
yeah. So still that bond there. But yeah, other than that, they didn't really do anything much, really.
No.
They were kind of helpless, as I say, relying on
Yeah.
this chosen one who, quite frankly, was bad.
Yeah, he
Bad
should be
chosen one.
unchosen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think on the topic of sister bond, it's probably interesting to note that the episode is written by sisters. It's written by Vivian
Oh.
and Valerie Mayhew,
Oh.
and they're new to this season.
Mm.
I think they wrote a couple of episodes of the X-Files,
Oh.
and they only wrote one other episode of Charmed this season, which is better than this one actually. But they did leave soon after that, so kind of sit it a
Okay.
bit. Yeah, but I just found that interesting to, they brought on a sister writing team for this season,
But
and
then
I think
didn't
they're
give
like,
them any sister
I
writing to
know,
do.
but it's interesting because they say write what you know, but I do wonder if sometimes it's difficult to know what you know. It's difficult to know what is interesting about your own experience because you lived it, so therefore it can feel less interesting to you.
Yeah,
So I wonder
that's
if they
true.
struggled to write the sister bond in this episode because maybe for them it's not that remarkable to have a sister.
Yeah, and it's just like the norm. Yeah, it could be.
I'm generalizing massively here, but it's a theory.
It could be. Yeah, it's a good theory, definitely.
Valerie Mayhew, she actually went on to become an author, and she works as a screenwriting professor at USC School of Cinematic Arts.
Oh.
Yeah, so not in TV anymore. It's a bloody tough world, the TV world.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Did you have any signs of the times?
So I have a really, really random sign of the times.
Cool.
So the house that the old lady lives in.
Okay.
Have you got this one?
No, I thought something else. No.
So the house that the lady lives in, I was like, this looks very familiar. So apparently I looked it up, so I can't say that I just knew this, but I looked it up, and apparently it's the same house that Michael Keaton was in the movie Pacific Heights. Do you remember this film?
No.
It had Melanie Griffiths. I think it had Michael Keaton. I can't think who the guy was. I want to say it was Matthew Modine, but I might be wrong on that. But it was basically about they have a lodger downstairs and he does all these weird things, and then it all goes very wrong and stuff. And I was like, this house looks very familiar. It was the outside that got me. And I looked it up and it's exactly the same one. So I was like, that's a bit of a sign of the times, because that was the 90s as well. So
definitely key location for the 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The reason I was like, was because I suddenly remembered that I didn't say something in the Jawbreaker chat that we did.
Oh, okay.
For the film Jawbreaker. I swear that the house in that is Dion's house from Clueless.
Oh,
because it's got those like red brick steps coming down the middle of the front garden. Yeah, it could have
been.
I swear that's Dion's house in Clueless.
See, we recognise these houses, you see.
Yeah, iconic.
They just seem so familiar.
Yeah. Isn't there like a really iconic house in... Is it in Hocus Pocus? Is it that one? There's one on the corner that looks so much like a witch's house.
Yeah, that's
Is that in The Craft as well?
It is in a couple of things. I can't think what it's in. It definitely is in a couple of things. But I kind of like that they use this architecture style.
Yeah.
Like that house, the house in this one that I recognise was because in the film they make such a big thing of how they're buying this house and it's run down and they like the style of the house and things. That's why it's always stuck in my mind.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah.
It's like how they often reuse prop newspapers.
Yeah.
So there's certain newspapers that Leo and various characters read in Charmed that are in lots of other TV shows. It's the exact same newspaper. It's hilarious.
So cool.
Yeah.
Also, like writing your address down on a piece of paper, I noted down, because
Very
Nowadays, you'd just
trusting.
be like, I'll text you, or,
Yeah.
well, that person was a random stranger and this old lady's just giving her address out.
And expecting
Um,
him to show up with $1,000 in
exactly.
cash.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
just security, no security. Like she's just handing this out freely and writing it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
wonder she got blown up by a witch.
She deserved it. No, she didn't.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, dude, did you have anything else?
The only sign of the times that I wrote down was the Blair Witch Project,
Yeah.
because it was just impossible to escape it in
Yeah,
1999.
it was.
So you can
Yeah.
kind of understand them doing a bit of a joke about it, but
It
they
didn't
really went
pay off.
overboard.
No.
They went overboard in what made no sense.
And
Bad.
also like Phoebe's flowers in her hair, that style. I remember having
Yeah.
like some clips with like these big, flowers that you could put in your hair, definitely from 1999.
And doesn't she have like a little t-shirt with like an embroidered flower on the front or something
Yeah.
like that?
She was all
Very
covered up in this
90s.
episode. That's what I mean. Very different
Yeah.
to the style from before.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
heat wave. Heat wave had passed.
gone.
Yeah. Chilly now. Have you got any charming dialogue?
I have got so Prue saying to Jack, "I don't lie and cheat," and then Jack goes, "I don't lie," implying that he
Oh.
cheats. And I was like, I kind of like that because he's like not saying like, "Well, neither do I." He's like, "Well, I don't lie," and I was like,
Cheeky,
"Oh,
cheeky.
yeah, very cheeky." So I kind of like
Yeah.
that.
Cheeky
Um,
chappy. Isn't he in the first Scary Movie as well?
yes, I think he
He
is, or
plays the
something. Yeah.
Ryan Felipe character from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. He's
Yeah.
always pops up like somewhere.
Yeah.
He's quite popular, isn't there? I've also got Piper saying about Kyle when they first meet him. But look at him. At his age, he should be battling acne, not evil witches.
Yeah. I love it. I've got that one.
You got that one as well.
Yeah.
What else have you got?
Okay, I've got the moment when it's actually quite a funny moment. It's the moment when everyone is in the hallway. You've got Prue, Piper, Phoebe, you've got Leo, Dan, Jack,
Mm.
basically the entire current cast, not counting Morris,
Yeah.
is in this hallway, and it's all very fraught. Prue's annoyed at Jack, Dan's annoyed at Leo, Leo's annoyed at everyone, Piper just wants it all to be over. And Phoebe, of course, is the one who steps in and says, "You know what? Dan, Piper will call you later. You to Jack, whoever you are, sorry, no wand. Leo, keep working with Carl just in case. Us, out the back door, out the back door."
Yeah, I kind of
Well
like
done,
that as well because
Phoebe.
she just took control in that moment. But it would
Yeah,
normally be Prue who does that,
yeah, but she
wouldn't it?
didn't
And
this
so
episode.
Phoebe,
Yeah,
Phoebe took over. Yeah, I
yeah.
like that.
I guess because Phoebe's the only one who has no stakes in any of this.
Yeah, yeah,
She's like,
that's
this
true.
isn't about me, so can we just move on?
I also had another one about Jack. I think I must be obsessed with Jack in this
You
one.
really are.
So I've got Prue saying, "I suppose you just have $1,000 cash in your pocket." Jack says, "Would you like to find out yourself?" And Prue goes, "No need. I can tell there's not much there by looking." Classic.
Well done, Prue. Nicely
Yeah,
said.
round of applause.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
dear. Did you
I
have
have
any
one
others?
more.
Yeah.
Phoebe is talking about the potions that she's made. She's been doing all the potions, trying to fix everything.
Mm.
And she says, and that one puts out fire. And Prue says, what kind of potion does that? And Phoebe says, none. It's water.
Yeah, doesn't she pass it off
Oh,
like, "I didn't have a lot of time, it was the best I could do."
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who was your sister of the week for this episode?
So I've put Piper because finally she's getting some kissy kissy action, and then kind of, not that she needs approval from Leo, but they kind of get a bit of closure on
Yeah.
that at this present moment, so she can get on with what she wants to do with Dan. So yeah,
Oh,
Piper for me. Just But it was hard because they just really didn't do much in this. So really it was just for the pure kissing of Dan.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it probably is Piper.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is difficult to tell with this one because it's like a really underwhelming episode that doesn't really do much. It just sort of goes around and around and it's all just a bit boring.
Yeah.
But Piper does get the strongest storyline. She finally commits to Dan and she tells Leo where to shove it, which I think is entirely justified because he's just been floating in and out like he just owns
Just
the place.
orbing around.
Yeah. And I definitely remember feeling like Leo needs to get his act together.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants Piper, he needs to actually do something about it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Can't just have
That's
a
how
willy-nilly.
you know that he loves you.
All with his willy-nilly.
Yeah, his toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his tight jeans.
Oh. I can't see anyone saying their sister of the week, so I'm just going to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, cool. Sorry, you went all like circle.
No, I'm here.
Okay, cool. How many brooms out of 5 are you going to give this episode?
So to me, I think one of my worst rated ones was The Wedding from Hell from season 1, and this one's on a par, so I'm going to say 2 brooms. But I feel really bad saying it because, as I say, the woman who played the bad witch was really good, but just 2 brooms for me. It just weren't great episode. I wouldn't watch it again, and I wouldn't miss not watching it again. Yeah. What about you?
This is one of my least rewatched episodes. I was kind of looking forward to watching it again because it has been so long since I watched it.
Yeah.
But then as soon as it started, I was like, oh yeah, this is why I don't watch this one. It is 2 brooms. It is 2 brooms.
Yeah.
I just found it kind of boring. Like we said, there's no real threat. Tuatha doesn't really do much. I mean, she does. Like, she steals hearts and then sends her snake off to do stuff. But there's no real connection between her and the sisters.
No.
It just feels really off kilter and sort of forced.
Yeah.
Even though the elements themselves are kind of interesting, I think it just kind of doesn't. It just falls flat, doesn't it? It's a shame.
It is a shame, but we was probably due a bit of a lull.
We were.
Because we've had some really, really good episodes. I mean, 4 brooms, 4.55s. So we was probably due a little bit of a lull one.
Yeah. Like
maybe.
Out of the first 6 episodes, I would say 4 of them are really good. 2 of them are, 2 or 3 of them are exceptional. 4 of them are really good. 1 of them is fine, and then this one was just bad.
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I think it would have been a little bit higher if they hadn't done the Blair Witch stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have probably rated it a bit higher, but that for me was just, it killed it. Because it just didn't give it that sinisterness then, Yeah,
it was like, hang on, we're drawing from a completely different universe here. It doesn't make any sense.
No. So that kind of did it for me. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. But we still love you, Charmed.
Yeah, but we still love you, Charmed. We love you.
Yeah. And we know that you're going to get better in the next 2 episodes, so it's fine. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Stargazer. Matthew says 2 brooms. Kirsty says that Jenny is her sister of the week as it's her last episode.
Aww.
Milena is 2 brooms. Filler episode. Very underwhelming.
We're all on the same page. Right?
Lane's Library 2 brooms.
Yeah.
Matthew says this episode will be more at home in season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Speedway Chick says I didn't totally hate it. 3 brooms.
Yeah.
Kirsty says only done it once.
The Blair Witch thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Didn't need to do it twice.
No, I know.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
I was just going to ask Josh really quick. I know we've gone over time, but have you got the journalist guy's book? Because I think, my gut feeling is he hated both of these episodes.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look.
That's my gut feeling.
Yeah.
We know what he's like.
Okay, so she's a man, baby, a man. 4 stars.
Oh.
Out of 5.
I misjudged him. Okay.
Yeah. La 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 la. This excellent episode stops 5 minutes early so that the Cranberries can be ushered on to plug their latest single. Frankly, an audience deserves more of the plot where Prue is turned into a man, blah, blah, blah. Shannon Doherty makes an initially bizarre-looking fellow, but when you suddenly realise that she's disturbingly like Nicolas Cage, you want to insist on getting genetic testing. Have these two ever been photographed together? For once, the episode sees some snappy interplay between the three sisters, though surely with this premise it would be impossible not to. And it's only some occasional lecturing on how tough it's being a man too, and a twisty ending that tries a little too hard, but stop it getting the full 5 stars.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I knew he wouldn't like it fully. I knew
No.
it.
Yeah. But he gave it 4 stars.
And I bet he hated this other one.
That All Black Magic, 2 stars.
Yeah.
Story is somewhat cluttered with the personal baggage of previous episodes, including Prue's new love interest. There are now 3 Diet Coke guys battling for the girls' attentions. Remember the Diet Coke adverts with all the men? Yeah.
I don't want you.
Yeah. The window. Is it a window cleaner?
Yeah, something like that, wasn't it?
White Lighter Leo gets more hostile with every episode, and here is distinctly unlikable with his bullying of the boy who can defeat Tuatha. But then with such a thin plot, which returns, which is defeated. You need all the help you can get. The real tragedy of the episode is the wasted opportunity on display with the Blair Witch pastiche, which is neither clever nor funny. Something like the X-Files could have geared an entire witty episode around this. The charm simply wastes the gag, and it comes across as a woefully crass attempt at self-authentication.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. I mean, I agree with them on that.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, we kind of agreed with him on that. Oh, my life, we're turning into him, Josh.
Oh, my God.
No.
I just sometimes feel like I can hear his voice echoing in my head as I watch an episode. Because I read those reviews over and over and over, like endlessly.
So they're like ingrained
so if occasionally I make a comment during our chat that then turns out to be in the review, it's because I can't separate the show from those reviews. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Well, it's been lovely as always.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. Honestly, I know this is the longest chat we've ever done, but
it is the longest chat.
I knew that first episode there was just so much to say that I knew we'd go over time on it.
It was such a great episode. We had to do it justice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But no, it's been great.
I know. Well, I'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Where we're going to talk about episodes 7 and 8 of season 2. And don't forget to go and check out the Charmed Chat podcast. It's available where all podcasts are available: Spotify, Apple iTunes. I think there's even an Amazon podcast thing that it's on. So every Friday episodes are going live. Yeah. So check them out, and if you enjoy them, please give us a little 5-star rating. Tell all your geeky Charmed fans about the podcast as well. And we look forward to seeing you back here next month.
Yeah, still doing the live chats.
Never
still
gonna stop.
Here. No, never gonna stop. We're gonna be here till like we're about 90, probably.
We will.
But,
we're gonna get to the end of season 8 and then just start back at season 1.
Yeah, just start all over again.
Yeah. All right. See you soon.
See you soon.
See you next month. Thanks everyone.
Bye.
See ya.